Good morning and welcome to the City of Chester City Council meeting for today, May 14th, 2025. As always, we're going to start this with an invocation prayer followed by a pledge. Today, delivering the invocation is Reverend Esther Newton. All rise.
He's worthy to be praised.
Let us pray. This is the day that you have made, Father God, and we're so grateful that we're in it. We're still breathing on our own. Let us stay focused on what is needed this morning. We're so grateful for another day. We know that every day is precious. So this morning we're asking everyone to focus on being kind, to focus on the business at hand, and to be grateful for every breath that we make. This meeting is intentional. For everyone who is here and who's present, Lord, just cover them. Let them know that you are in the presence today, in this room. So it's good to be in the room. It's good for us to come together in peace and in harmony. We thank you for everybody who's here. We thank you for the blessing that you've given to us. Got up this morning, put both feet on the ground and said, this is the day the Lord has made. And we're so grateful in it. Bless all the council members and everyone who's here and their families. There's business that needs to be done today. So we intentionally come together. We're going to continue to pray together. And we're going to continue to thank you for the blessings you've given to us. Another day, May 24th, 2025. Some folks didn't make it this morning, but we're praying that you are going to continue to be in this meeting, lead us and guide us so that we can make the best decisions for our lives, all for our good and your glory. So, Father, we say thank you, and we do not want to say amen until we all come together. So we just want to ask everyone to bow their heads and take 1 minute, and I'm going to time it, 1 minute for yourself to say what you need to have on your heart. We know that you hear our prayers, and we know that you answer them in your time. 1 minute to pray, amen. Amen, amen. That seemed kind of long, didn't it? And in my mind, I'm thinking that song, Hello Silence, My Old Friend. I come to talk with you again. Thank you.
Thank you, Mrs. Newton.
Today is the 14th.
Madam Clerk, let's do a roll call.
Councilors Gibson Williams,
Present.
Green,
Present.
West,
Present.
Davis,
Present.
Mayor Root.
Present. Can I get a motion to approve the meeting minutes of April 23rd, 2025?
So moved.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
The ayes have it. It is time for public comment on agenda items only. Does anyone have any comments on the agenda items? If so, step to the microphone You have 3 minutes. Seeing none, we will continue. Council, we have any new or old business we'd like to share with the community?
Yes, good morning, everyone. On next Monday, May 19th, at 1 o'clock, the City of Chester will be having a Budget and Finance Committee meeting here hosted at City Hall. That's 1 o'clock next Monday, May 19th. So I just want to communicate that to everyone. They are open to the public, and we're encouraging everyone to come down and hear the information that our CFO will be presenting that day.
Conversation with Mr. Troutman.
Yes.
Time is going to be 1:30.
Oh, 1:30. Excuse me, it's actually going to be 1:30 now.
Anything else? All right, if it feels like we're going to be in fast motion today, it's because we are. We're going to get through the city business, which is no ordinances, but the resolutions. We have presentations. If you are presenting today, if your presentation is 5 minutes, see if you can cut it to 4. We're going to be doing the public comments. We're going to stick firmly to the 3 minutes. And let's get started. Madam Clerk.
Resolution. The Council of the City of Chester does resolve that it does hereby appoint Annette Pyatt as a member of the Chester City Planning Commission to fill the unexpired term of Harry Cotman. Term to expire December 31st, 2025.
So moved.
Second.
Any questions, comments? Madam Clerk.
Councilors Gibson Williams.
Yes.
Green.
Yes.
West.
Yes.
Davis.
Yes.
Mayor Roots.
Yes.
Resolution. Whereas William B. Starks was born in Nashville, Tennessee. In his teen years, he decided to join the United States Marine Corps, where he became a proud member of the Mount Fort Marine Division. Later, he was transferred to Philadelphia, PA. There, he met the love of his life, who became his wife of 60 years, Inez. The couple was blessed with 2 beautiful and talented daughters, Cheryl and Rhonda, 4 grandchildren, and 5 great-grandchildren. And whereas, after his honorable discharge from the Marines, Mr. Starks answered another call to service, and in 1978, Mr. Starks became Reverend Starks when he was installed as pastor of Community Baptist Church, traveling from Cheltenham to Chester 3 times a week, never missing a Sunday service in 31 years. And whereas, while at Community Baptist Church, the mortgage was paid off on the church and burned. He established the Manna Bible Institute satellite campus, affording many who were young in ministry the opportunity to sharpen their biblical gifts and skills. He worked tirelessly ministering to young people in and out of the church, protested to close down stores, selling drug paraphernalia to young persons, and fought for our schools to properly serve our children. And whereas Reverend Starks truly believes in the church being involved spiritually, socially, and politically, and invited leaders such as Reverend Jesse Jackson, Congressman Robert Brady, and Governor Ed Rendell to come and speak to the people of Chester and Delaware County. And through that dedication to his country and community, Reverend Starks received a Congressional Gold Medal and is a 3-time recipient of the 4 Chaplains Award. At 96 years young, Reverend Starks currently serves as Pastor Emeritus of Community Baptist Church. Now therefore, the Council of the City of Chester does resolve that it does hereby authorize the installation of an honorary street sign renaming a portion of Barclay Street at West 7th Street to William B. Starks Way, recognizing his faithful service and leadership in the community.
Before we make, oh, I'm sorry, go ahead.
Further, it does authorize the Department of Public Works to order and install the aforementioned sign.
Now it's my turn. Before we make a motion on this, I want to make a motion to amend this resolution that the sign be placed on Fulton Street at 7th as opposed to Barclay Street. on 7. Do I have a motion?
So moved.
Second.
Properly moved in second. No questions, comments? Madam Clerk?
Councilors Gibson Williams?
Yes.
Green?
Yes.
West?
Yes.
Davis?
Yes.
Mayor Roots?
Yes. So-
Resolution.
Oh, hold on. Now we're going to make a motion to approve the sign.
So moved.
Second.
Any questions or comments on the sign itself being placed on 7th and Fulton now that it's been amended, approved to be amended for William B. Starks? Hearing none. Madam Clerk?
Councilors Gibson Williams?
Yes.
Green?
Yes.
West?
Yes.
Davis?
Yes.
Mayor Roots?
Yes.
Resolution. Whereas the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania Department of Environmental Protection, DEP, is authorized under Section 4(8) of the Air Pollution Control Act, 35 PS 4001 to 4015, to conduct atmospheric sampling programs. And whereas the DEP has selected another site within the City of Chester's park system that would be an ideal area to monitor the air quality. And whereas DEP wishes to install one air monitoring station and its equipment at the designated location for an 18-month period. Now therefore, the Council of the City of Chester does resolve that it does hereby approve entering into a license agreement with the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania Department of Environmental Protection to allow DEP the ability to access, install, maintain, operate, and remove air monitoring stations and associated equipment at its own expense at the designated locations within the City of Chester's park system. Further, it does authorize the proper city official to execute said agreement for and on behalf of the City of Chester. Further, said agreement is contingent upon final approval of the city solicitor.
So moved.
Second.
Any questions, any comments? Madam Clerk?
Councilors Gibson Williams,
Yes.
Green,
Yes.
West,
Yes.
Davis.
Yes.
Mayor Roots.
Yes.
Resolution, the Council of the City of Chester does resolve that it does ratify the execution of the Second Amendment to contract number C 0000866620 with the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania Department of Community and Economic Development by the proper city officials, extending the expiration date to June 30th, 2026 for the Keystone Communities Camera Initiative Phase 2 project. Further, said contract is contingent upon final approval of the city solicitor.
So moved.
Second.
Questions, comments? Madam Clerk?
Councilors Gibson Williams?
Yes.
Green?
Yes.
West?
Yes.
Davis?
Yes.
Mayor Roots.
Yes.
Resolution. Whereas the City of Chester previously determined the need for a comprehensive study to review and assess the city's parking system and to make recommendations to improve the delivery of parking services in key areas and neighborhoods of the city. And whereas THA Consulting conducted a thorough study and provided their results in a document entitled City of Chester Parking System Review and Enhancement Plan dated January 30th, 2025. And whereas this plan included specific recommendations with respect to parking fees and violation rates within the city's commercial business district, CBD, and within the neighborhoods identified as part of the residential parking, permit parking, or PP program. Now therefore, the Council of the City of Chester does resolve that it does hereby adopt the attached parking-related fee schedule identified as Attachment A of this resolution with an effective date of implementation of July 1st, 2025, pursuant to the recommendations from the City of Chester Parking System Review and Enhancement Plan to enact parking fees and violation rates within the City of Chester's commercial business district and residential permit parking program areas.
So moved.
Second.
Any questions, comments? Madam Clerk?
Councilors Gibson Williams.
Yes.
Green.
Yes.
West.
Yes.
Davis.
Yes.
Mayor Rudis.
Yes.
Resolution, whereas the City of Chester and Lenai Electric Corporation entered into an agreement for the traffic light installation for the Route 291 and Route 322 off-ramp Jeffrey Street project for the City of Chester on January 23rd, 2025. Whereas the recently installed traffic light at Route 291 and Jeffrey Street requires a $9,039 change order as it failed PennDOT inspection due to the absence of contrast in the arrow marking in the road. Now therefore, the Council of the City of Chester does resolve that it does hereby authorize change order number 1 to meet PennDOT requirements, resulting in an addition to the scope of work in an amount of $9,039. Further, it does authorize the proper city official to execute said change order for and on behalf of the City of Chester.
So moved.
Second.
Any questions or comments? I'll make one short comment here. This refers to the light that was just installed, the traffic light at 291 and Jeffrey Street. Well, we should be screaming and hollering that we finally got a light
Yes.
on 291 and Jeffrey Street. It was a long time coming. For those of you not familiar, it's the ramp that exits the Commodore Barry Bridge, and there's been a ton of accidents and close calls at that location. This resolution is one of those things that makes mayor and council pull our hairs out because one small thing was missed, and PennDOT officially hasn't approved that this project is complete, although the light will continue to function. They're not going to unplug the light, but we just have to pay a little more money to put the finishing touches on everything that was asked for down there at that location. So that's what this is about, Madam Clerk.
Resolution.
No.
The vote.
I'm sorry.
That's okay.
Councilors Gibson Williams.
Yes.
Green.
Yes.
West.
Yes.
Davis.
Yes.
Mayor Rudis.
Yes.
Resolution. A resolution of the City of Chester, Delaware County, Commonwealth of Pennsylvania, to establish the City of Chester International Property Maintenance Code Appeals Board and to appoint 3 qualified candidates to serve as members of the Appeals Board. Whereas the City of Chester adopted the 2018 International Property Maintenance Code, IPMC, as the city's standards for property maintenance under Part 17, Title I, Article 1713 of the City of Chester Code of Ordinances, and whereas the IPMC authorizes Chester City Council as the chief appointing authority of the city to establish the City of Chester International Property Maintenance Code Appeals Board, IPMC Appeals Board, and to appoint 3 members who are qualified by experience and training to pass on matters pertaining to property maintenance under Section 111.2 of the IPMC, and whereas Chester City Council desires to appoint 3 members to the IPMC Appeals Board who are not employees of the City of Chester, where such appointees shall serve staggered and overlapping terms as set forth below, and whereas upon the expiration of a term, Chester City Council shall appoint a member to fill the vacancies left in the appointive office by resignations and expiration of terms, such appointees to serve either the balance of an unexpired term or to serve a full 3-year term. Now therefore, the Council of the City of Chester does resolve that it does hereby establish the IPMC Appeals Board, and the following representatives are hereby appointed to serve as members of IPMC Appeals Board. Michael Galante, whose term expires December 31st, 2025, and Ned Pyatt, whose term expires December 31st, 2026. Aisha Nichols, whose term expires December 31st, 2027.
So moved.
Second.
Any questions or comments?
I do. Will this board be required to have its own solicitor, or will the city solicitor represent this board?
Pardon, in what?
Will this board, is this board required to have its own solicitor, or will the city solicitor represent the board?
City solicitor will represent this board.
Okay.
Okay, for some who might question, okay, why? That's a good way of saying it. The city adopted the 2018 International Property Maintenance Code because it's the type of code that's used across the country, makes consistency with us and other municipalities, how we handle most L&I planning and zoning matters. Part of having adopted that, it, I won't say it's required, but in the case that something has to be appealed, you need an appeal board. So we have put the appeal board together, and this is directly as a result of actions that we're taking down at the Benjamin Banneker House. So as we proceed through that situation, it was important to have a board in place just in case matters needed to be appealed. The 3 persons assigned or who have agreed to join that board are all very familiar with building codes. I know at least one of them is a licensed building code official. That's the word I'm looking for, building code official. So that's the reason why this is being voted on today. Madam Clerk.
Councilors Gibson Williams?
Yes.
Green?
Yes.
West?
Yes.
Davis?
Yes.
Mayor Roots?
Yes. Very good, thank you. You have any reports, Chief? Any directors other than Kristen Motley? It looks like our Chief Financial Officer is chomping at the bit. Did I say Mr. Motley? Ooh, Dr. Motley, I am so sorry. She is going to spank me. All right. So, Mr. Troutman, our Chief Financial Officer.
You can call me Mrs. Troutman to balance it out. So anyway, in the interest of taking this opportunity to remind taxpayers that the end of May is the deadline to pay taxes before the penalty starts. So Friday, May 30th would be the last date. Encourage you to come in before then. Remember that next Tuesday, the 20th, Election Day is closed, and the 26th for Monday, the holiday. So point is, come in physically, pay the taxes. I encourage you, pay them so you don't get the 10% penalty. Penalty starts June 2nd, Monday. It's 10%. So we encourage everybody to pay timely.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And how do we pay with what? What type of payments do we accept?
Not
Something
cash.
still on-
So it'll be money orders or checks. Thank you.
Get a credit card machine.
So I think we all got that, right? May 30th is a Friday. Of course, May 31st is the last day of the month, but that's a Saturday. We won't be open. We also won't be open on the 20th, which is next Tuesday, Election Day. We won't be open on Memorial Day, which I believe is the 26th. 26th, thank you. All right. If you don't pay by May 30th, your taxes, they will increase with a penalty of 10%. So you're not officially late until December 31st, is that correct? Okay, there we go. We've got a few presentations. Since I messed up her name so badly, let's start with Dr. Motley. like I said earlier, if you've got a 5-minute presentation, please try to cut it to 4. And the reason I say that is 11:30 scheduled in this room is the intermunicipal liquor license hearing, and we want to get that started on time.
Good morning, Mayor and Council. Thanks for having us.
Good morning.
I want to invite Mainline Health to come to the podium with me. We're going to give a very brief presentation about what we've been doing. When I started in this role, Mainline Health reached out to me.
Mainline Health is not joining you.
Oh, I thought y'all was backing me up. Where's my backup? Thank you.
You're welcome.
When I started in this role, they reached out to me to ask how can we help Chester, and they presented to me work that they've been doing in West Philly. And so we started this before the Crozier thing happened. We started working on Together for Chester, and so we're just going to share with the community today what we've accomplished in a very short time, because as Crozier crumbled, we sped up the process. So I will let Dr. Mann, who's the visionary for all of this, talk about what they've done in West Philly.
Thank you so much, Dr. Motley, and thank you for allowing me to be here. In West Philadelphia, in 2018, we started a 501c3 called Together for West Philadelphia. We realized that there are some of the greatest health centers in the world in West Philadelphia and in Philadelphia, but they don't always collaborate. And so we brought together everybody to collaborate for the benefit of the members of West Philadelphia. Recently, together in collaboration with Independence Blue Cross, we've created a health access coalition, which actually has real collaboration among the health centers. What we are doing is having ambassadors through trusted venues in the faith-based community and the community schools find people who need elevation in their access. This goes to a central program manager who determines what's best for the patient, and then those people go to community health workers depending on their needs, their geography, their doctors, their electronic medical record, to either someone at a community health worker at Penn, a community health worker at Lankenau, or at our federally qualified health center at Spectrum. So I would like to pass this to Vanessa Saylor, who is the Director of Health Equity at Mainline Health, to talk about some of the details and the applicability to the Chester community and the current crisis.
Thank you, Dr. Mann. Thank you, Dr. Motley, Council. So as Dr. Mann described our model in West Philadelphia, we are looking to replicate that here in Chester to provide access to care. You know, many of the health systems weren't able to purchase Crozier as a system, of course, but we can try to pull together the resources from the health systems that serve the residents of Chester. So the idea would be to work with our community partners here to have an ambassador model similar to what we have in West Philadelphia, and you know, empower those community residents to connect community residents with participating health systems and social services partners as well. So the goal would be to identify those community members that need primary care or specialty care or assistance with their social determinants, and get them connected through a pipeline that we are still you know, framing out. Mainline Health is certainly at the table, and Mercy Fitzgerald is at the table, and we're engaging some of the other health systems as well.
So just to wrap up, we have identified a number of trusted venues around the community. Next slide. And we've also trained a number of health ambassadors who engage at those trusted venues to be the point person, so that if people need health care, they know to go to those health ambassadors at the trusted venues, and they get referred to us to get directed to care. We trained our ambassadors 2 weeks ago, and it was over 15 of them there, so that was great. So we're off to a really good start, and we've already had 5 referrals. We've been able to get people connected for mammograms, PCPs, and wherever else they need. So the last slide is the website. If anyone has questions, you can go there. The contact person is Daniela Suarez, who is an MPH intern with me throughout the next few months. So thank you for your time, and I'm really excited about this. And thank you to Mainline Health for allowing all of your resources to come our way to help me get this off the ground.
All right,
Thanks.
don't move. Don't move. I didn't want you to walk away without giving council an opportunity to ask you
for
any
questions.
questions. If you don't have any questions, then you can walk away. Looks like you can walk away.
I just want to compliment Dr. Motley and thank the partners for coming out this morning. Dr. Motley is doing a fabulous job here in Chester. She really cares and she has great concern for our people. And I know yesterday you did a fair where providers came out, resource providers came out yesterday to Crozier Library to help with some of the residents from the apartment building across from it. And so I'm just amazed at all the things that you do and how quickly you pull things together. You're busy connecting the dots all of the time. So I thank you so much for your support.
Okay, for those of you who didn't notice, we have a new ambulance company that's serving the city of Chester and Delaware County, but I guess the contract's with us, so we're saying you're serving us, but when needed, you do serve the county. But you're here for us. So when we first met these guys, VMSC is the name of the company. You may have seen the new ambulances riding around, chase cars. They were in the Mother's Day parade. One of the first persons we met as we were talking to them was Captain Joe, and he said it's okay if I can't pronounce his last name. So I'm going to ask Captain Joe to come up, pronounce your last name for everyone, and see what you got for us. Oh, who's going up? You going up together?
My last name is Vogel-Gassett.
See?
A lot of letters. I just want to take a minute and introduce Chief Shane Wheeler. He's got a nice report for you guys.
It's not so hard to say, it's really hard to spell.
Good morning, Honorable Council, Mayor. And,
I need you to put that mouth right at the mic.
Right at the mic,
Yes.
right at the mic. All right, as you said, my name is Shane Wheeler. I'm the chief of VMSC. We're proud to be Chester's new EMS provider, and I appreciate the ownership of Chester to say that we're serving you. That's correct. And yes, we have some operations throughout Delaware County, but Chester is where we got our start here in this county, and we are deeply committed to our success in serving the community. So before you should have our report for the last 10 days. This will be a report that goes out monthly for the council and the municipality and community to see how their EMS system is functioning. So over the 10-day period, there was 235 EMS responses. Our shoot time, which is the time it takes us from the time we're alerted to the time we get into the truck and mark and route, was 49 seconds, and our average response times was 6 minutes and 12 seconds. That's from the time we're alerted to the time we're arriving at the location of the emergency. Our total time to clear the call is 56 minutes, and we were on status 100% of the time. Currently, our agreement specifies for 2.5 ambulances and a chase paramedic. We actually have 3.5 ambulances serving the community right now, and a chase. So staying fairly busy on things. Our number one response is for sick persons. It's kind of a catch-all, really. Breathing problems, 29% of our responses were that, 15% for traffic accidents, chest pains were 12, and falls were 10. We answered 15 cardiac-related incidents, 3 strokes, and 34 trauma incidents. We handled 13 behavioral crisis patients, 9 overdoses, and 7 incidents involving deliberate injury. The organization does a survey and responded so far. One of the quotes was, "I definitely felt like I was in good hands. I would personally like to thank the whole crew during the scary time with the lack of hospitals." This is something we're concerned about in our conversations with folks familiar with call volumes and the 911 center. They said they've seen an actual slowdown in the number of 911 requests throughout the county and here in Chester. We think that there's certainly some care aversion or some reluctance within the community to seek care because of further distances, maybe concerns over prolonged wait times, which we're seeing some pretty long wait times. We had a 3-hour holdover in the ER last night on a patient at Riddle. So it's a challenge for us. That concerns us deeply because that could exacerbate existing conditions and people waiting till the last possible moment to seek care, which means they're only going to get worse, and we're concerned about increases in mortality due to those exacerbations of morbidities that they may have. So we're working closely with our partners, Gestat, Medevac, and other aircrafts. We've identified, working with the fire commissioner and his team, which have been great, to identify multiple landing zones, and we've expedited the request procedures so that when we're alerted to specific call criteria of serious nature, they're alerted at the same time. So there's not a big delay in getting that aircraft here. So we're exercising that. You're going to see that the weather's got kind of slowed down some of our training with the aircrafts, but as soon as the weather comes back up, you're going to see those aircrafts training and working within the area. Another breakthrough is blood administration, and working closely with our medical director, Dr. Ryan Overberger. We currently do blood transfusions in Montgomery County, and we will be extending blood transfusion services in Chester in the coming weeks. We've ordered the necessary equipment and the extra blood from the American Red Cross so that we can have those capabilities here, which is, I think, is absolutely going to be needed in this community with the prolonged transport times and the significance of some of the injuries and illnesses that we're seeing here. What that means is that Chester will be one of 5 or 6 communities in the Commonwealth that have the capacity for their EMS to administer blood transfusions in the field, and only one of 147 or 148 EMS systems in the entire nation have this capability. So bringing some pretty state-of-the-art care right here to Chester where it should be. So I'm happy to entertain any questions. If not, we're grateful to service the oldest municipality in the Commonwealth, and hopefully we can continue to do battle every day with mortality and morbidity out there in the street.
I have a question.
Yes, ma'am.
First, I thank you all for being here in the city of Chester. But if you could give us some background information on who founded the VMSC and what
Sure.
his vision.
Same page.
All right, great. Dr. Frank Boston was a black surgeon in 1933, founded our organization. He was from Philadelphia. He was a World War I Buffalo soldier, surgeon, served this country proudly, came back to Philadelphia and noticed in his travelings that there was a lack of care in those communities. They were very rural at that time, and really worked hard to create an ambulance corps in 1933 and a hospital at that point, Elm Terrace Hospital, serviced Lansdale and surrounding communities in 1934. Really kind of subdued through history until the last 10 or so years. It's what his contributions have been to the community, particularly in that North Penn, Indian Valley area of Montgomery County. And it's part of our, in honor of his legacy, that we are here in Chester. It is personal to us as a nonprofit to give back. And we feel because of all the challenges that this community has, the highest infant mortality rate, right? The high prevalence of cancers, the distance to hospitals, we feel in his legacy that we have to be here, right? And we feel like we're fulfilling that work. We feel it's God's work, to be honest. So that's who we are.
I appreciate that because it's always good to highlight when African Americans are doing great things in our community.
Absolutely.
And I was just so impressed when I read it, and I just wanted the community to know what his vision was and how you guys are just carrying it out. Thank you.
You're welcome.
I'll say, I've never heard that, the way you stated that, like Dr. Frank Johnson.
Boston.
Boston. Accomplishments have been, what was your term? Subdued through history.
Absolutely.
We have another way of saying that, but that was
I'm sure.
very cleverly put.
I try to be politically correct as possible.
You get that? No, one thing that you may have missed that he said, he talked about aircraft. We're not talking about, you know, F-18s riding through the city, but helicopters. One of the issues that we have with the distance that these guys would have to travel to take patients to hospitals, if it's a rush hour, you know, it's going to take a while to get down to Christiana, or if it has to go to Philadelphia, it's going to take a while. And the one thing they don't want to do is have an ambulance out of service for, you know, 2 hours or more. So if it's practical, you're going to see helicopters flying through or to the city of Chester. There's seven identified landing spots across the city that would make for a short trip for wherever the ambulance is. I think we had our first close call on Sunday. I got the call that a helicopter might be coming, and I hurried because I wanted to see it, but then I guess you guys decided on no, that was Saturday, late Saturday afternoon, yes. You guys could get to Christiana because traffic wasn't too heavy. But have you done all the training? I know you're going to do like test landings at all 7 locations. I know we put an announcement out yesterday, I believe. Did you do all 7?
No, we did not. The weather got in our way, and they had multiple flights, and then we're looking at like rain for the next, I don't know, 6 days or something. So the weather seriously hampers our ability to use aircraft. So as soon as the weather breaks, we'll be re-engaging with our partners, the law enforcement and the fire service.
Okay, so our communication team will put out another announcement just to let you know, not to be alarmed if helicopters. We often see helicopters flying around, especially accidents on I-95. You know, the TV helicopters come out.
Yeah.
But we're not used to seeing helicopters land in our parks and stuff like that. So we want to give you some forewarning. And we expect that we'll see helicopters landing on I-95 for some of those major accidents that occur there.
Absolutely. To date, I think we've only flown one. We've flown one so far. Not out of, it was out of this community. We flew it out of the Crozier helipad though yesterday. Yesterday, my burn patient. So it's already been utilized once.
So Councilman was asking the question.
I'm sorry.
Do you know the 7 locations off the top of your head? I know you're just getting to know the city, but we are going to be using the Crozier helipad. Oh, there he is. Our Commissioner Shirley from the fire department. He knows everything.
It's going to be Lot C of the Philadelphia Union, Memorial Park, A Fields, 7th Street Basketball Courts, Air Park, Sun Village Park, and Chester Park.
And the Crozier helipad.
No, the Crozier helipad, there's some concerns. It might be good till the end of July, but we're coordinating with the flight services.
There's a lot of confusion over the helipad right now.
Yeah.
So we're not sure. We're not sure where that's at. So we're kind of like.
We haven't been sure for a while now.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right. Thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you. We're glad to be here.
And the flyer that he was referring to looks like this. It is on the table outside. I don't know if you brought enough copies for everyone here, but he has more. So pick one up on the way out. They're not on the table. Well,
We'll be better prepared the next time. All right. Thank you.
really good to get statistics. So we'll be getting that on a regular basis. Let's keep the party going. Who's next? Lisa Dennis, Chester Police Chaplains. She wants to share with us.
Good morning, Mayor, Council.
Morning.
Morning.
City officials, residents. National Police or Law Enforcement Week is Sunday, May 11th through Saturday, May 17th this year. I've had an opportunity to work very closely with a lot of our police officers, men and women, and we have some very fine, committed police officers, and they deserve a thank you, not just during the police week, but every day because of the job that they do. So can we take a time? We have a few officers here, our commissioner, and can we give them a round of applause? Thank you. Thank you very much, because a lot of times they don't hear that. On May 7th, 2025, the Delaware County Law Enforcement Memorial Foundation gathered in Rose Tree Park, Upper Providence at 12 noon for the 27th annual We Remember Memorial Service. Be it resolved in early 1998, the law enforcement personnel, family members, and concerned citizens of Delaware County birthed the idea to honor the men and women who freely gave their lives. Their mission commitment was to protect the lives of loved ones and citizens of Delaware County. Be it further resolved that the Foundation's dream was realized in May 2002, a permanent monument to honor fallen law enforcement men and women was dedicated before approximately 1,000 supporters. Today, they honored our heroes with 47 stanchions. 12 of those out of the 47 brave heroes are Chester's own. We, the Chester Police Chaplains Corps, pause to dedicate the memories and sacrifices of our heroes. Therefore, be it resolved, the officers and members of the Chester Chaplains Corps pause to remember our fallen heroes. Officer Mark W. Allen, Jr., Officer George DeRolf, Officer William Paget, Officer Francis Kowalski, Detective Ellery Pernsley, Officer Michael N. Carter, Officer Lawrence J. Ferrelli, Officer Connie S. Hawkins, Corporal Thomas O. Pilkington, Corporal Michael D. Beverly, Officer Avery Freeman, Officer Brownell Barrett Lee. And just as I close on this resolution that will be presented to our department, it closes with a prayer. Dear Lord, we pray in memory of the fallen officers, gone but not forgotten. Comfort their families and law enforcement community with peace and grace. Let their legacy inspire us to work toward a world where such sacrifices are no longer necessary. We pray for your shield of protection over the men and women who continue to serve as police officers. In these turbulent times, they face unprecedented dangers and challenges. Keep them safe from harm, grant them wisdom and discernment, guide their actions. Bless them and they shall be blessed. Keep them and they shall be kept. Lead and guide them in the ways they should go. Protect them from dangers seen and unseen, from now and forevermore. And we pray this in your name. Amen. Submitted by myself. Thank you for the opportunity, but I wanted to make sure that these ceremonies are taking place on a national level, on a state level, in Harrisburg and Delaware County, and I wanted to make sure that we were able to offer our honor to those. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
I saw Haley sneak in here somewhere. There she is. Update on the block captain program.
Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
Oh, sorry. My name is Haley Drain. I'm on the block captain program committee with Dakeem Williams and Michael Lewis. Since our last council meeting, we had our first official cleanup at Chester High. Very cool. I wanted to thank the Jawala Scouts and the Girl Scouts for coming out too. We had a lot of youth out there, which was very, very cool. As well as TNT and Chris Lamb, firefighter here, who donated our dumpster. So very cool to see the city come together. Oh, and Keep PA Beautiful for the grant money that bought all of our supplies for the event. So it went well. We do have a quick video of it if Justin can play it.
We're not the only city who have issues with litter. That's an issue in itself. That's a mindset. But the look of the city, the beautification of the city, needs boots on the ground.
Yay, so cool. So thank you to the mayor and Councilman Davis for coming out as well. Very, very cool to get us started. Our next one is going to be they're typically the last Saturday of the month, so our next one will be May 31st. We're gonna be over at 20th and Edgemont, starting in that area. And we'll be putting out flyers and all that good stuff as well, so keep an eye out. Tomorrow is our block captain meeting, which will be here at 6 o'clock. Everyone is welcome, whether you want to be a block captain or are just interested in what's going on. We are currently processing all the applications we've collected since the beginning of the year so that we can start recognizing folks as official block captains. There will be announcements on social media with their consent, of course, as they accept, and we will be working with Keep PA Beautiful to start getting up those signs for the blocks that have been adopted. So we've got a lot of good stuff coming. So the big dates tomorrow evening, 6 o'clock right here for anyone interested in the Block Captain program. And then May 31st will be our next cleanup. So hope to see everyone there. Thank you, thank you.
Thank you.
I want to give a special thanks to Dakeem Williams for putting that video together. He actually filmed it, edited it, and made several versions of it. I'll make a quick announcement. This beautiful, colorful flyer is also on the handout that we hope all you guys take with all announcements going on in the city. The 2025 City of Chester Safe Summer Fair. It's something I started last year as a result of early year violence out on these streets. And it became apparent that people were just saying the same thing over and over and over again. There's nothing for the kids to do. There's nothing for people to do. There's nothing for people to do. And many of us know that's not the case, but sometimes people don't know the things that there are to do in the city. So we started last year with the Safe Summer Summit, which brought together about 80 individuals, I don't know, at least 40 organizations right here in the community room who let everyone know that, yeah, we're here for the children, you know, through the summer. We had that on Juneteenth Day, the actual June 19th. So we were off, we were in the community room. So it was great to bring everybody, all the organizations together that heard about it, that could come out. But the one thing that I learned specifically was that by June 19th, many of those programs were already filled. They didn't have any capacity for any more sign-ups. So that spoke to a couple things, like we need more organizations putting out programs. This year we're going to do it a little different. This year we're going to have hopefully many of the same organizations and others that have heard since last year that we're serious about Safe Summer. This year on May 29th from 5 to 8 p.m. right downstairs, we're having these organizations actually display or showcase what they have so they can do sign-ups and they can demonstrate to everybody what exactly they do and what they offer. So it's not going to be just for the organizations. It will be for parents who are looking for things to do for their young people. So please, I just wanted to shout that one out. The 2025 City of Chester Safe Summer Fair will be downstairs in the community room, May 29th, 5 to 8 p.m. And if it's a nice evening weather-wise, I'm sure it's going to spill out to maybe the parking lots as well. I want to make one other announcement, which is an introduction of one of our newest employees in our Community and Economic Development Department. We have hired a director. Very difficult position to hire for because it encompasses a lot of stuff. So the big title is Community and Economic Development, which is self-explanatory. We need somebody who's going to be the key person as we look to do community and economic development here in the city. But under that responsibility is license and inspection and zoning and planning. and what makes it so difficult to find people who can fill that position is that almost no one in the private industry wears all those hats. We get a lot of applicants for people who can do community and economic development, but it's those other things like L&I and zoning and planning, which isn't too, you know, you don't find that in the corporate world too much. So it's those people in government who work in similar positions who are our best candidates, and usually those candidates are very happy where they are. They're kind of locked in, and it makes the pool of applicants very small. We were super lucky, super happy, and very appreciative that one person did apply and interviewed and did well and accepted the job and has started hitting the ground with some real issues and providing some real professional input to help us really shore up a department that needs some real shoring up. So I would like to ask Ms. Nona Watson to step to the microphone to introduce herself and to just say hello to the community. Here she comes. Give us a little bit about your background, who you are, all that stuff. And if you're going to speak for 5 minutes, speak for 4.
Okay, I got it. Good morning, Mayor, Council. Good morning to everyone. Again, my name is Nona Watson. I am the Director of Community Economic Development. I have over 25 years of experience in community and economic development. Some of the things that I focused on was affordable housing, mixed neighborhoods, also supporting businesses, helping them to grow, attracting businesses. I've worked for various municipalities. I served for the city of Baltimore. I served for Buffalo, New York, and also Montgomery County, Maryland. And prior to coming here, I was with the city of York, Pennsylvania. And while I served there, I served as Director of Economic and Community Development. I had oversight over 5 different departments and also the Redevelopment Authority. I had oversight over the Department of Economic Development, the Bureau of Health, the Bureau of Housing, the Bureau of Permits and Inspections, and also Planning and Zoning. And just so you know, I'm not from here. I'm from Camden, New Jersey, born and raised, and now I have returned. My family is still there. My mother is there, and she is 103 years old, so I had to go back. Right here. I had to go back to where she is because guess what? She ain't moving, okay? So, and it's my privilege to go back and assist in taking care of her. I attended Rutgers University, and so now I'm here. I'm happy to be here. I look forward to working with our elected officials. I look forward to working with our staff, and they just seem to be amazing already. And of course, our residents. So thank you for this time.
Thank you. All right, I think it's your time. I need that sheet, though. Nope.
Take your time. So you in a rush?
All right, like I said earlier, we're going to be a firm 3 minutes, and you're going to be done. I would prefer.
I went to a meeting yesterday.
I would
The man
prefer.
didn't allow
Will you
no 3 minutes.
please
Long as
let
you
me
talking
talk?
on the same
My
thing.
goodness.
See, you come up with that. If you don't want to be the business,
You have 3
if you don't wanna
minutes
be the
to
head
talk.
man, you should
I
leave.
would prefer that this
We got a
is
little
public
Gretzky wanna
comment.
be
We
a-
will not
a
be
man
doing
here now.
question and answer because
must
they
forget
take too
Stevie
long.
Gretzky
We
wanna
will
be
have
the
you
man.
dismissed. This man right here
Shit.
will take you out of here.
I don't care about you taking me out of here. I've been out better shit out than this. What are you talking about?
I'm talking about you interrupting a meeting.
Put out a better place.
Miss Arnold, can I trouble you to bring that sheet up when you finish signing?
I'll bring it up.
You get it? Okay,
Yeah,
thank you.
I don't think you need that.
Thank you, guys.
Glad. Thank you.
Right here. We got 10 times 3. That means we're going to be 5 minutes over, so let's get started. Is it Diana McDaniel? Clock is ticking.
Good morning, Mayor and Council.
Good morning.
I have a question about the traffic light on 10th and Highland Avenue when there's a soccer game. When the soccer game is over and the light is flashing, coming out of 10th Street, making a left onto Highland Avenue, the cars are just constantly coming. They will not slow down and let you out from 10th Street to make the left turn. 10th and Highland Avenue is a blind intersection. Was it no cars coming down? And I'm sitting there, so I eased on out, and there still wasn't any cars coming down. They would not slow down to let me out. I mean, the lights are blinking on 9th and Highland, 7th and Highland, 10th and Highland, the lights are blinking. And there is an accident waiting to happen. So, I mean, it used to be an officer at 10th and Highland, but it's just a constant light blinking. When I did get out onto Highland Avenue, making my left, as I got to Swart Street on Highland Avenue, the light on 15th Street was red. I slowed up so that the cars that wanted to come out onto Highland Avenue from Swart Street so that they can get out. Them people from the soccer stadium, they went around, they was blowing their horn, and the light was red on 15th Street. It's like giving them all the rights and the privilege, not even no courtesy to let the people of the city get out.
And your question is?
That's an accident that happened. It's an accident waiting to happen. No courtesy. I mean, they could have slowed up and let me out, but they didn't. And they were just flying. But like I said, when I stopped at Swart Street to let the other cars out because the light was red on 15th Street, they were blowing. Someone was going around. So something needs to be done.
Okay, that's what I wanted to hear.
Okay.
Something needs to be done.
Something
so
needs to
let's
be
just
done.
roll back a little bit. We got 27 seconds, so I guess
I didn't realize I was talking that long.
That's okay. You can sit down. I'll just tell you what's going on. Of course, the lights are flashing to get these soccer fans out of the city as fast as possible. And it is inconvenient for us when the game lets out and there's just streams of traffic on 2 or 3 streets in this city. That's going to be the nature, that has been the nature for the last 13 years. What can we do to control it? I think what you're saying is there needs to be some type of human being on these corridors, because they're not going to stop. Like, by and large, they're not going to stop. They're haul-assing out of town, right? They're trying to get out of here. We want them out of here. We want to empty the stadium as fast as possible. It really comes down to how many people can we get to stage, in those areas. There's not a lot of Chester cops that are assigned down there. They work overtime. It's a voluntary thing. The Philadelphia Union pays for every personnel that you see down there, whether it's the city police, the park police, a sheriff, other municipalities. we probably need to sit down again and look at those corridors where most of the traffic is flowing. It's flowing to I-95, it's flowing to the bridge to get back in Jersey, you know, on just a couple streets. So I'm not trying to dismiss, we probably should be looking at doing a better job after the game. We're probably not needed as much at the stadium location. We're probably needed more on those corridors going out. So I'll make sure I have that conversation with our commissioner to see if we can understand traffic patterns. I don't have time for any more. Let's go with the next one, but we can talk afterwards. Bernadette.
Good morning, Mayor,
Good morning.
Council,
Good morning.
everybody.
Morning.
I live at 1206 Beverly Lane, which is called Wellington Heights. When we purchased our homes, none of us was given any information or paperwork on these two little islands that are in between our homes, between Beverly and Cohane Street. So I would like to ask you if you could do some digging in and finding out if we own these two islands that are in between our homes, and if we do, every homeowner up there needs paperwork on it. Number two, I asked at 2 meetings ago about the potholes in the alley, which would be from 12th and Perkins Street going up to Perkins. The holes are getting deeper. Now there's 4 holes versus the 3 when I told you. Last but least, I'm not going to be here for your 12:30 meeting. I live in that area. I'm against DeMarco's getting a liquor license for the simple fact is you got to clean up outside just as well as inside. And that's not being done. I'm not cleaning up no beer cans or anything. I think it's going to be a mess. And then you got the sewer issue on 12th and Holland, which I had talked to Delcor. Delcor said that they told y'all that they're not cleaning it up anymore because they have to fix the problem. It's not hot yet, but when it gets hot, that smell is going to come around the neighborhood, and people are going to be sick. Who's going to be responsible for their medical care? It's an issue that needs to be addressed. If they can address all these issues and they can guarantee that there's not going to be any problems with them getting liquor license, selling beer, liquor, or whatever, oh well, but it's in my backyard. Some of the people up there are getting mice and everything because of the trash that is not being picked up. And when the wind blows, it blows. So those are my reasons for you saying no. But you're going to make your decision and do what you want to do. It's all well and good. I can speak my opinion. But until those issues are addressed, I don't think that we should be thinking about a liquor license. We should be thinking about getting somebody in here to run the hospital. That's what we really should be thinking about. And that's my take on that.
All right. You have a question? Go ahead.
Ma'am, do you have a homeowners association?
I was the president of a homeowners association. I got insurance on the island. I went out to media to talk to a lawyer and pay the lawyer to come and help us with the homeowners association. Nobody wanted to pay $30. That's what our fee was. So after a minute, I quit. Me and my husband would go down there for 3 and almost 4 years, cut that grass every week. Nobody would come out and help us. It's 42 houses in that development. It should be 42 people out there cleaning up that islands and stuff. Nobody would do it.
So is your question that you don't know who owns it?
No, everybody's saying we own it. When we signed our papers for our purchase our homes, nobody was given a paper saying that we own that island. If we own that island, we all need paperwork for each homeowner that they own a portion of that island. And then from there, yeah, then we'll take care of it. But after those 4 years of taking care of it and there's 42 homes, I'm not doing no more. I'm done.
Well, I'm sure that if, it's public information, and if you go on the website or ask the,
But if that's the case, when we sign on the dotted line and purchase that home, the papers should have been included,
So-
and they weren't.
so do you have a realtor that could assist you with finding that information?
I don't know if he's still working there or not, I don't know.
I can talk to you
But I
after.
have the paperwork when I got insurance on the house.
Mhm.
I have paperwork when I went out media and paid the lawyer to come and help us with this association.
I'll talk to you after, okay?
All right.
Antonio Hunter.
Good morning, Mr. Mayor. Good morning,
morning.
council.
Good morning.
Community members. My name is Antonio Hunter. I am the Community Outreach Specialist for Chester Community Coalition. And I just wanted to let you know that we will be having a peace walk on June 7th at MLK Park from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. And we wanted to be here today just to invite everybody in this room to help us. We've been doing this for 4 years. It's our annual walk. And if you would like to sign up, we have some flyers here. Sign the QR code, sends you to the link, and then we'll give you a call so you can either then set up a table or just walk with us. Thank you very much, Mr. Mayor.
Thank you. Thank you. And we look forward to that event every year. Ms. Flag Justice.
Good morning, Mayor, City Council.
Good morning.
Good morning, everyone. First, I want to say I thank God and I thank City Council, Dr. Kristen Motley, and this team for what we have done so far, what you have done so far to combat the problem we have with this closing of our hospitals. We got a lot more. I know everybody knows there's a lot more that needs to be done. And hopefully, we're moving on something to restore or bring back the hospital and or bring another company that will get this hospital been moving and with the trauma center and everything. I had a question when I first came in. I don't know if I misunderstood you, Mayor, to say that you would leave that door open downstairs during the council meeting.
I forgot, I'm sorry.
Okay, thank you. So if we can do it for next time, I appreciate it. Thank you.
Robert Butler. He already knew he was up. That's amazing.
Good morning to the citizens in the House. Good morning to the council. I just have, I guess, one question today. I'd like to know if council could consider updating the trash receptacle ordinance to have people who don't understand why they don't have their trash cans on their front porches, so that people like me that own their property are not adversely affected as to their property value. Because to have your garbage cans on the front porch, to have your garbage cans in the breezeway, I don't understand how people sit on their porch with garbage cans. The thing I can't understand is how I have to be here to ask this question and this request when council people see that there's trash cans on people's front porches, in front of their homes, on the curb still. If you don't see it as a problem, that explains why our community has a culture and a mindset that is based in filth and triflingness. I've been in my property over 30 years. I've never had an oil stain in front of my house. Now, the streets on a unit block at 18th Street are replete with oil. I have a new neighbor who just moved in, and they need affordable housing because they're not homeowners. Most of my neighbors have no skin in the game because they don't own their property, so they don't care about property value. It's irrelevant to them, but it is discriminatory to me as a property owner, 60-year residents. I don't understand what's the difference in the people that live here today and the people that lived here before, in the 70s, because this is a new dynamic. In the past, and you can't, someone said, did you ask your neighbors? No, I'm not going to ask my neighbors because my neighbors have threatened me with bodily harm. Women have threatened to send their family members up to see about me because I think my friend, Councilperson West, will testify I maintain my property like a human being is supposed to do. I'm trained by a man to live clean like a man. But a lot of these people today have the new type of family where there are no men. They don't have shovels and brooms at the houses that they rent. Because it's better to have it dirty, because if everyone's dirty, the dirty people are secure. But for the minority of the people like myself, and I've served the city, I've given blood and skin for this city, but my property value is affected.
Thank you.
You're quite welcome, Mr. Mayor.
Jamil Cotman. He just gives me a thumbs up.
Is there any reason why we can't change it?
You,
That's the question, because you asked another lady a question. The question is, why can't we update it? That's the question I'd like to know. Why can't we do it?
no, we can do it. You brought it to our
Why
attention.
haven't we done it?
Well, that's a
That's
discussion
the
for a
question.
different day.
Why haven't we done it?
Very good. All right.
No, why haven't we done it?
Your 3 minutes is up. Ms. Jean Arnold.
Good morning, Mayor, Council, and everyone here this morning. Law Day is a celebration initiated by the American Bar Association to celebrate the Constitution of the United States, and we here in the Chester Upland School District have been celebrating for decades. A block down the street at the old courthouse, which is the continuously used oldest building in America. It had a 300-year birthday a few weeks ago, or last year maybe. But I'm here today to say you gave an astounding yes only a few weeks ago for the students here in the Chester Upland School District to participate again this year by bringing in a special guest from Arkansas, the Mayor Earl Smith. He came, you gave, we had an astounding event, and I wanted
Jalen Smith.
Jalen Smith.
From
Thank
Earl,
you.
Arkansas.
From Earl, Arkansas. Thank you so much. You gave an astounding yes, and I wanted to say with an astounding thank you to all of you for your participation. It was an amazing day, the best that I've ever seen in the decades that I've been involved. Thank you so very much. And we intend to go further to build on that day because the mayor who came was an exciting, exemplary inspiration for our students who are in leadership in our schools, and we tend to take that further with your support. So thank you again for all of your help, and we will be coming back to you to ask how we can be involved in a way to support our young people. You've done it in the past, and we're just building on what you've already done. Thank you.
Ms. Arnold, thank you for all of your hard work that day. I know it was a lot of work, but it was fantastic.
It was fun because you guys made it so easy.
No, I'm just going to add to that. You said he was an inspiration to the students. It's not every day you have a 21-year-old who also inspires adults of all ages. The guy is absolutely amazing. So glad to have spent some time with him during the Law Day weekend. Ms. Tawana Bryant.
Hello, Mayor and Council and residents. I have two things. One is I sent an email at the end of April requesting for the parking on, I live at, I'm a new resident for Chester, 1127 Curlin Street. We have that one-way street, and the parking over there, the houses across the street, they made into 6 apartments, so they come on the side street. It's limited parking over there. And so my suggestion, or if you can help or whatever, is make it angle parking, because I brought pictures. There's a wide street, and you can only get like 5 cars, and if you could make it like 10. And because on Curlin Street, I've noticed that people use trash cans to save their parking spot. And you don't want to cause trouble with people you're new in the neighborhood. And so that's my request, to see if it's any way possible to change the parking. Because people come, I sit on the step, people go up the off-ramp coming. 2 days ago, it was like an accident waiting to happen. People turn down the one-way street, go all the way to Parker Street. I'm like, it's constantly, it's not just 1 or 2, it's a constant thing. So my suggestion or recommendation or anything, if you could possibly change it, I would appreciate it. My second thing is, there's 2 trees. One tree is holding up wires that's on the front on Curlin Street, and on 12th Street, it's broken up the concrete. I called PECO, they say it's not their wires. I was reading on the website where they talk about the Chester Shade Tree Commission or whatever, that they maintain trees or whatever. Those 2 trees are terrible. So the one on 12th Street has broken up the concrete. So I'm trying to have a contractor come to fix my stuff, but there is the concrete that's broken, and I don't want anybody suing me because of the sidewalk. So is there any way that we can get those trees cut down or pruned or do something so that I can correct the problem? Because I want to get my my wall fixed. And so I brought pictures. I'll give you pictures afterwards, okay? So
Okay.
we can see those 2 things.
So most of all that falls on our Public Works. Raise your hand, Public Works. There you go. That's the guy I want you to see after the meeting.
Okay.
Thanks.
All right, what about the signs or something needs to be done on
Yeah,
Curlin
same
and
guy.
12? Him, same person?
Same guy.
Thank you, I will talk to him.
Almost
Thank
a
you.
one-stop shop.
Okay, thank you.
Reverend Kirkland.
Good morning, Mayor and Council.
Morning.
First, I want to thank you for the Fulton Street signage that will be placed there in honor of Pastor William B. Starks. I appreciate working with Mayor and Council to get that done. We greatly appreciate that. Secondly, real quickly, I want to try to find out if the Dwight Capital Project is still on for the city of Chester. Thirdly, I just heard the young lady address herself as the new economic development person here in the city of Chester. I want to say welcome, but also have a concern because I'm trying to figure out now what happens with CETA and what happens with the gentleman that the receiver has in place that we've paid, that has been paid almost $2 million, and we haven't seen any economic development to date. And finally, Mayor and Council, I hope that all of you have read, and I hope that you do trust the city controller, Ms. Joy Taylor. I read a report that she had put out, a press release. Somehow, some way, it never got into the press. I didn't see it in WHYY. I didn't see it in Daily Times. I didn't see it in any of the press. But it was very informative, and it had a whole lot of information. And if factual, if it is factual, if it is true, and $12 million has been spent by the receiver on consultants when our streets right down, and this is before we've had the construction down the streets. When we bounce up and down these streets, coming to City Hall and coming over downtown Chester, Overtown Chester, that's criminal. I would hope that if you have not read it, or if you have not sat down with your city controller, I would hope that you would do that, to dig a little deeper, to find out if $12 million, if not more, has been spent on consultants, and we have not seen any tangible results. Thank you.
All right, thank you. I'm going to direct you to our chief of staff for most of those Dwight Capital update how CETA and the Community and Economic Development Department in the city works with CETA, not against, and the role that the group within the receiver's office plays in on all that. We don't need an answer now, but you could just take that offline, because the
Yeah,
answer is going to
we
be
can talk afterwards.
much longer than we have time for.
Much longer.
Sunday Homan.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Susan and I both live in Nova Vista Homes, and we've been living there over 50 years. There's an area, like a park, on 17th and Arbor Drive. It's become quite busy now, a lot of trees. We have deers there, we have snakes, we have possums, fox, and I've also noticed people living down there. So I'm asking the city, could they come and try to clean up that area so it wouldn't be so congested, and maybe, you know, we'll get rid of a lot of stuff there if possible.
What's the address again?
It's on
17th and-
17th and Arbor Drive.
Right. Next to Stinson.
It's a big,
It's the straight one on
park, right?
17th, it's a park right there.
Where you are?
From where I live,
Yeah.
yeah, it's about 4 or 5 homes
And
there.
Stinson Tower's right there.
Yeah, on the side, right.
And on that part you're talking about is on the side of it, because Public Works used to cut that.
They used to clean it out. It was, I could see down there.
Because we couldn't determine who the owner was.
Right, yeah, but the city's been doing that. I've been there for 50 years. They've always cleaned it out, but all of a sudden they stopped going down in the valley. So I'm wondering if they could clean it out, make it look a little decent.
So, Mr. Alexander, can you get with Mr. Heyman about that? Thank you.
Thank you, sweetheart. Excuse me. Oh, also about, I think Susan talked about Dollar Tree. They have a lot of trash right there on the side. It faces our Nova Vista sign. And I'm concerned about rats and stuff because a lot of cardboard and stuff. So can we look into that? It's the Dollar Tree store.
We can refer that to L&I, to Ms. Nona.
Okay.
The lady in
Where
the
at?
corner.
Okay, sweetheart, thank you. Okay, thank you.
Thank you. Justin. Yes. I'm sorry, I couldn't read your last name, first name Alexander though, right?
Right, it's
Okay.
Trotty.
What is it?
Trotty, T-R-O-T-T-Y.
Okay.
I only have quick questions. Number one, who are responsible for that sign, no trucks? You know, no truck sign, because it's old and it's faded and you can't see it, and somebody bend the direction of the sign, the arrow that pointed up Holland Avenue. Next one is
Where is this sign?
on 9th Street, almost on the corner of 9th and Holland, just before you make that turn.
Okay, hold on. It says no trucks.
No trucks.
Like a big,
No trucks.
No trucks.
That's all it says, is no trucks.
Well, yeah, it gives the sign itself is faded, but it got an arrow, and it got the thing of a truck, and it got the prohibited sign.
Okay, we'll look at it. If it's faded, we should be able to find out what's the faded sign.
You know, like I said, it could be PennDOT because it's a U.S. highway. 13 is considered a U.S.
Okay,
highway.
we'll,
Ninth and Highland.
they got it.
Second, okay, now we got trucks coming up. I mean trucks, when I say trucks, I mean 18-wheelers. And some of them put in tandems. They don't supposed to come up there, but they are. And the surface of the road, the north side and the south side, I mean, it's.
We're talking 9th Street again?
No, this is Highland Avenue.
Highland Avenue, okay.
Yeah, Highland Avenue. And it's bad now. I need to know from the mayor, the city council, and body, whoever's in charge, when they do surface, redo the road, where am I gonna park? I have nowhere to park my handicap. Where am I gonna park at? I can't, I have nowhere to park.
That's the case anytime a road is resurfaced, though.
Say again?
Any road that's resurfaced is gonna limit parking until the,
No, but how am I gonna get to my house? If I park, where am I gonna park to get to my house?
Yeah,
So, I can't.
I mean, that's an accommodation that happens on any road that has to be resurfaced.
But the truck doesn't supposed to come up there. No trucks.
No trucks on Highland Avenue.
No trucks. No, going westbound. Eastbound, they're allowed, but westbound, they're not, but they're coming that way. You got McGowan Environmental Service, you got Epic Transfer Service at the big 18-wheeler, and then you got all these construction trucks coming up through there.
Yeah, I mean, I'm
But
I'm not doubting you, but if a truck comes off of Highland Avenue, off of I-95, and they're trying to get to 291.
Oh, that's permissible. He can go east on Highland Avenue, go to 291. That's permissible. They go there.
Okay, but you're saying they can't go up the hill.
They can't go west, but they're going west.
All right, now west is Wilmington, east is Eddystone. What's your east and west? What are you talking?
West going towards the township, cross the bridge, cross 95. That's
Okay,
west.
that's actually north.
No. Going across 95?
Yeah, that's north.
No, north is that way. West is that way.
Okay. 9th to 12th is north. 9th to the river is south. West is Wilmington. East
Okay.
is Eddystone.
Okay, we say Wilmington and 291. Okay?
Wilmington on
It's not authorized
291
to
is
go.
west, yes. But let's not talk about directions here.
It's not authorized to go that way.
Okay.
No trucks.
No trucks.
No trucks, but you got tons of them,
This is the first I'm hearing this. Now, I do know that we do not want trucks on 9th Street. We have directed with signage, if they're coming off at,
Yeah, but they also have a big
we
old
want them
sign,
to go
big
on
old brand new
291,
sign.
go through the city that way, and
You
come
have a
back
brand new
up.
sign.
But it isn't prohibited for
But no,
trucks.
you have a brand new sign that you got there.
All right, we're going to look at the sign. You had a third thing?
On Highland Avenue.
Yeah,
got a
got
brand
it.
new
You got a
sign.
third? You had 3 things. Was that all 3?
And accidents. They had an accident sometime last night, okay? And all of that debris still out there on the highway, all the 3 hubcaps, and one of them laying against my sign. And out there on the highway, and I've been swept.
On what street?
Highland Avenue.
Highland Avenue, okay.
On the 1200 block of Highland Avenue, right in front of my house in Dollar General. That seemed to be that's the third one in the last about 2 months. Right, same place.
Okay, so we'll check on the sign.
Yeah.
I'm going to talk to the streets department to figure out what streets are prohibited from trucks. And we have an officer in the back. He's texting away to get the debris off of Highland Avenue.
Yes, I did. 'Cause I tore up a tire. By the way, you got to owe me a tire. I had to pay $205 for a tire.
Oh.
Because that last accident I had, I did it to a tire. So.
All right.
I'm on the believe it.
Thank you for coming in. I know how much difficult it must be,
Yeah,
in the condition that you're in, but
But that's it. That's fine.
but thank you so much for your comments. And we have Mr. Brown Williams, who knows he has 3 minutes. You can look this way.
Good evening. How y'all doing?
Good morning.
Now, the reason I come over here, but the grass need to be cut. Back down my house. Grass that out. Rats running everywhere and mice. Since y'all dig that park up, everybody across 10th Street got mice in their house now. People ain't had no mice in their house before. Y'all let this man come there and dig that park up, and rats running everywhere and mice. Something need to be done. Now that ain't. I'm speaking for that ain't. I don't know about on set. And I reckon in that apartment house, people been up there yesterday raising hell over there in that big apartment house. I don't know what they been going on, because they had 2 truckload of cops up there much.
On 6 and,
The 7th Street. The park right by Joe's Lumber Yard. I don't know what's going on up there, but I know they was up there. And another thing, like a lot of these houses down that way now, people got mattress. They got shit throw all in the backyard.
What you say?
That
Don't
stuff.
repeat it.
Huh? Well, you asked me what I said. I'm gonna tell you what I said.
No, that's okay. I'm sorry.
They do that on television now. Them big government. Some people that don't really understand. They need to be cleaned up. I ain't see a spray can since Urban Lounge and leave here. You can tell where something need to be done. They spray the paint orange color on the furniture, and that thing need to be picked up. And they were supposed to pick that up. They come down now, they don't pick up a one piece. The lady got a bedroom suit to put out. She asked me Sunday night, how am I gonna do this show? I said, I don't know, baby. It's only supposed to be one piece. That's a shame. Come there and pick up the whole thing and go. You had to come back. Well, you gonna come way there and burn all that gas to pick up one piece when you can pick up all 7 pieces and go? I don't know, mister. But it's pitiful. We need a lot of things did right now. Another thing, I ain't heard nobody say nothing about that. Saturday or either Sunday, they found some man on 7th Street in the car dead. I hear a council in here say nothing about that. That was this weekend past. You know, a lot of people getting shooting in Chester, and ain't nothing being said. They don't put nothing in the paper no more. Now, like that man there talking about Holland Avenue, I've been living down there for 50 years. Now, trucks are going up there because they stopped that. One time, the police just stopped a fella, shot him $500 or $600. And they cut that out. Who cut it out? I don't know. But they used to stop them all the time. And sometimes them fellas working up them streets. How you gonna stop a man? They used to come in right in on low.
3 minutes, sir. Your time is up.
Okay.
Thank you, sir.
Because I want to ask you something else about something. But you ain't answered the first question. What y'all gonna do about the mice and stuff around my house and the grass being cut? That's the most important thing I want. Because them possum, fox, I ain't never seen a white fox in my life till the other day.
Mr. Salim.
They call it ambient or something. There's something wrong in Chester. Y'all got all these folks, you got to bring them in here to work. And these people don't know nothing about no Chester. Who the inspector yet? That's the main thing I've come to ask you about. Who the inspector? I don't even know who the inspector is. This is the damn place I've ever been in my life.
Three minutes, sir.
Yes. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. I wanted to say that, that was bad on me. Inshallah, God's willing. We certainly want to be more controlling, mannerism. The best thing that a father can leave his son is good manners, because if you leave him anything else, he will not have it long, he will not keep it. So that's, we want to display good mannerism, respect for authority, all these good things that we need to come back to, and God is bringing us back to. MashaAllah. So my name is Amin Abdul Salim. I live 240 Patterson Street in Chester. Yes, these are the things. Now, we knowing what time it is, so many of us do not know what time it is. We know that the shaitan, excuse me, sir, the devil, the enemy, He's going away from his Lord. That's the thing, to trick us away from our Lord. And the servant of the law, the servant of God, is we going to our Lord. So that's the thing that we are being pulled back to. There are those who are instructing us back to these things. Some of us want to speak in terms, and we're trying to finish this up, in what the shaitan had. Shaitan is going out. We don't have to do all this for the shaitan. We just have to connect with our Lord and go head on into where our Lord is bringing us into. Old folks used to say in the South, sir, he said, I'm trying to rush, and there's quite a bit that we have to say, but to get through all this mess that we in, we got to get to what we need to say. Nearer to thee, O God, nearer to thee. Now we far away from our Lord. That's what the shaitan means, far away from his Lord. He got the people far away from his Lord, and we are nearer to thee. And when they say nearer to thee, they mention as a people, nearer to our Lord, nearer to thee, nearer to our Lord. So we have to come to oneness, nearer, come on, and nearer to our Lord, we will understand. It says that God, old folks say again, sir, right quick. God works in mysterious ways. See? And this that we going with the hospital, God working in mysterious ways. But here we are told that mysterious ways. You don't understand it. God bring you to it, and you will understand. But mystery, their life that with this world is history. It can be told. We into a lot of mess that can be told. We coming out of this, we're going into our mystery, our life, our story that God wants to have, our story. That cannot be told, but it's felt in the heart. Felt. So this is where we're going to. We're going to feel this. We're going to go where our Lord wants us to go to. The mysterious mystery that's not history that can be told and it's over with. Inshallah, God's willing. So I didn't mean to go on. I didn't mean it to go, but just quite a bit to be said. But we way back there, we're going to have to go. We have to move. You have to hear this. We have to hear what is near to our Lord and go, inshallah. I thank you much, sir. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Always a lot of wisdom from Mr. Salim. One of the things I want to say that he emphasized is that 3 minutes is never enough time. 3 minutes is usually never enough time for those of you who come to make public comments to get your issues resolved. It really should be a place where you make your public comment, but every meeting we're flanked with our department heads who can resolve your problems. I would really encourage you to seek out who is in charge of the departments. If you need some direction, we will surely direct you. As Mr. Brown-Williams said, he doesn't know who his inspector is. So we have the head of inspections over there. We can let him know who can, address those issues. It's very important that One City Government, our website, continuously gets updated on who all the players are here in the city. I can't take every call and talk to every person in the city. More times than not, when you do get through to me, I'm directing you to one of our directors. You can make that direct connection as well. We have one more announcement, very important announcement. Very, I think it's more exciting than important. Go ahead, Councilman.
Wanted to announce that on Friday, May 30th, we'll do our official unveiling of our Hometown Heroes program. It's going to be at 10 a.m. We're inviting all family, friends, and the community to come out for the official first round of unveiling of the banners that'll be going up. So that'll be extremely exciting. City Hall will also be sending out small letters to the families who did sponsor the first round of banners so that they know we would love their attendance to be present so they can feel, as special as they should when we're honoring our family members and our veterans of our community. So I just wanted to put that reminder out to the community that that will be May the 30th at 10 a.m. 12th and Edgemont, I'm sorry.
Yeah, 12th and Edgemont, between Edgemont and Madison. Right there at 12th Street. We have run a little long. For those of you who are here for the hearing, thank you for being patient with us. I'm going to need you guys to clear the room if you're not attending the hearings. But first, we have to adjourn. Don't be getting up yet. Can we get a motion to adjourn?
So move.
Second?
Second.
Second. Meeting adjourned. Thank you so much.
I'm sorry. Okay, so.
Charles's mom
I'm sorry.
at the very end.
Right.
Yeah.
I'm
And
a realtor.
yesterday they found
Right,
out
so I'm
Reggie is also. They
concerned
don't
that
know
Reggie
what they're looking for.
did not go over those guidelines or
I know,
of
it's the
specifics of your
They had
property.
him at the doctor's yesterday. He said there's absolutely nothing they could do for him.
So were there separate realtors or? Okay. Because well, I can reach out to my broker and see if there's some information about
Is he the one that was the doctor?
the property lines.
No,
Did you get the
the
information?
Reggie is the one that takes the pictures.
About the property lines, you will have to go to a surveyor.
How's Charles? Well, I know him.
So still, that would be the surveyor in Delaware County can tell you who owns that piece of parcel. Okay? And if you don't get the answers, then come back to me and I'll do the best that I can to assist you with it. Oh. It's a lot. It's a lot. You can handle it though. But here's the thing. I would rather someone as yourself to be involved with all the information and all of it is a lot. And there's some things I can say and some things I can't say. I don't want to. But well, thank you though. Thank you for stepping up. I'm gonna go have lunch now. I ain't even had breakfast yet. And so, yes, it does not need to happen. I'm sorry. But what?
How are you? What'd you get? Excuse me?
I wouldn't agree to it. Me personally, I wouldn't agree to it. But all the me personally, I would not do that. It's a high crime rate right now. Add the liquor to it.
walked out. He's back in the corner.
Yeah, Chuck, yeah, he can.
All right, well, we'll head down. I can. Hey, how you doing there? Hey, how you doing? All right, all right. Hey, how are you? I'll call you when I'm ready. No, I'm gonna call you back. No. All right.
Immediately after we do this first one, we can start application again, and then maybe we can do another unveiling. What's they call it? Veteran. We can do like a veteran. I mean, I know it's a little colder now.
Oh, Joan.
I know that's right.
Did we order the business card?
Me too.
Hey, how are you?
That's right. They keep you busy enough.
Yes, I think I did. I don't know. So you need a copy of the old one? No, not on me. It's in one in my office. Okay. Yes, so it's just the committees. I'll try to get you a card. I think I have a couple in my office. Okay. Yeah, you want one in the desk?
Justin, can you
It's,
round the troops up? We have a court reporter.
If you're sitting,
Can you round the troops up?
if you turn around the chair, that desk on the right-hand side, I don't have anything to give to anybody, and I don't want to give them the all of my cards are gone. We out in these streets. Yeah, but you can go in there. It's open.
Yeah. No, I know they can't get it.
Thanks, everybody, for coming to the council meeting this morning. We are going to ask that if you're not here for the intermunicipal liquor license transfer hearing, that you would please exit now and take your conversations out into the lobby so that we can proceed with this hearing. And council, you're being invited back up to the bench, I guess.
I know. Where can treat this to? We do. This is right here. Yeah, we do. Here.
I done put all my stuff away.
Oh, this is nothing for this. I don't know if they're going to give us some new documents.
No, one thing is.
Good morning, Councilwoman Gibson.
Hey, Miss Robin, how are you?
So, yeah, I don't know that we need a sign-in sheet. We will permit public comment if that's acceptable to council. So it looks like we have everyone here and we're prepared to proceed with the Wolf Lounge LLC intermunicipal liquor license transfer application. And I'd like to introduce Joseph Silverstein, Esquire, representing the applicant.
Good morning, or should I say, good afternoon, Mr. Mayor and members of the council. My name is Joseph Silverstein, and I represent the Wolf Lounge LLC in connection with this intermunicipal transfer. And I have Sampha Kamara, who is the principal of the Wolf Lounge LLC, to present testimony and evidence in support of the application.
Before we, I'm sorry, Councilman, I didn't hear you.
No, I was telling him there's a stand there. He's looking, if you need to put that up.
And before we proceed, there's a couple housekeeping items here. First of all, this is a hearing that is being recorded by a court reporter to our left. Any testimony will be sworn testimony under oath. The applicant will present the petition. I will ask questions. Council will be permitted and the mayor permitted to ask whatever questions they feel fit to ask. And then the public will be permitted to comment and ask questions as well. We will keep a record of this. Before we proceed, I'm going to read through a series of documents that I think we need to introduce into the record to have a complete record before we can proceed with this hearing. Whatever we don't have today, we can keep the record open, and then we can supplement the record. And just for the public's information, council will ultimately deliberate on this application as the governing body for this application, but will not render a decision today. So, Mr. Silverstein, my first question is, I'd like to introduce into the record the letter requesting a public hearing. And
Yes.
you can bring them all up at once at the end.
Sure.
Number two, the application for liquor license transfer filed for this hearing. Number three, do you have a county or Chester tax parcel map showing the location of this property?
I'm not sure if we have it today.
We
If we
can
don't,
get
we
that.
can supplement it to the council.
Okay, and a deed as well?
Yes.
We check for deed restrictions. I will introduce into the record a notice prepared by the city clerk advising the public of this public hearing. And I will also introduce, as number 6, proof of publication of this hearing in the Delaware County Daily Times. So please note that the applicant is present with counsel, and we are going to now proceed with the transfer hearing. I would ask counsel to, again, introduce himself for the record along with his attorney ID number, and I would ask him to give a brief summation of what he intends to present and the purpose of the application.
Thank you very much. Again, my name is Joseph Silverstein. I'm with the law firm of Green, Silverstein, and Groff. My PA bar number is 74128, and I have the pleasure of representing the Wolf Lounge LLC. My client will present testimony that it searched for a license within the city of Chester, was not able to find one despite diligent efforts, and is now looking to transfer a license from outside the city of Chester to the location set forth in the application, which is 1 West 3rd Street, which you probably will see walking out of the building. I didn't realize that it was so close to here. My client is looking to turn that existing building into something wonderful for the community in the city of Chester, looking to create a high-end restaurant where the focus will be on the food served to the patrons, and that the liquor license and the ability to sell liquor will complement the food and not be the focus of the restaurant. As you can probably tell, the building is very large. My client will be employing a number of servers and people to work at the restaurant from the community. And we think that it'll be a great addition to the city of Chester. We're very excited. Mr. Camara has blow-ups that he would like to show you, renderings of what he thinks the restaurant will look like, and I think hopefully, as I was impressed, you will be impressed as well. I note I also have exhibits that we intend to introduce during the hearing.
That's fine. So why don't you proceed with your witness? And we will have the witness sworn in. And where would counsel prefer the witness to stand or sit?
Stand right there.
You can come forward. Probably better to be closer to the court reporter. So,
Sanford, just keep him down for now, and then we'll put him, I know you're excited, we'll put him on. Thank you.
so would you please raise your right hand? Do you swear that the testimony you will give today will be the whole truth and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
I do.
And would you please state your full name for the record?
My name is Sanfa Kamara.
Okay. And your address?
It's 39 South Chester Pike in Glen Olden, Pennsylvania, 19036.
Okay. You can proceed.
Sanfo, just for the court reporter, could you spell your first and last name?
S-A-N-P as in Peter, H, A as in Apple, and the last name is K-A-M-A-R as in Roberts, A.
Sanfo, now am I correct that the applicant for this intermunicipal transfer is the Wolf Lounge LLC?
Yes, I do.
And you're authorized to speak on behalf of the applicant?
Yes.
You're a member of the LLC?
Yeah, I'm the sole owner.
You're the sole owner, okay. And Wolf Lounge is applying for an intermunicipal transfer for restaurant liquor license number R7363, is that correct?
Yes.
Okay.
Can you tell us where the license is transferred from?
I sure can.
Clifton Heights. Should be from Clifton Heights.
Yes. The license is coming from 351 South Springfield Road in Clifton Heights.
Thank you.
Sorry, small podium.
It's okay, I'll hold it.
Now, did you seek to obtain a restaurant liquor license within the city of Chester?
Yes.
Okay, and was that successful?
No.
And is that why you're seeking to do an intermunicipal transfer?
Yes.
Okay. And is the restaurant you're looking to open currently in operation?
No.
Okay. Do you have experience in the restaurant industry?
Yes.
And could you tell the council, very briefly, what your experience is?
I've been a manager of Taste of Africa in Philadelphia for the past 4 years, and I've managed multiple businesses, successful businesses, and I currently also run a human service agency that employs over 80 people.
At this time, I have a number of exhibits. I don't know if you would like me to,
Why
we have
don't you
packets
read
or?
through them, just tell us what the exhibits are, and then we can introduce them into the record.
Okay. Mr. Kamara, what I'm showing you is Exhibit 1. And could you tell the council what this is?
This is the building of the Wolf Building, on the front end of the Wolf Building.
Okay, is this a rendering of what the building will ultimately look like?
Yes.
Okay, and you're the owner of the building as well?
Yes.
Okay.
Maybe we should pass them to council as we reference them. Council.
Yeah, we did packets.
Okay, yeah, that's fine. Is it, do you have one of each?
One of each,
Okay,
for
so-
each package, yeah.
So this is the first one, right?
That's the first
So you can keep these and then, I mean, you're going to show him, right? As he.
And in case anybody needs, I have copies for everybody on the council.
And just for the record, that's the building right behind us that when I sit in the solicitor's office rarely, I see.
So this essentially picks, Mr. Camara, essentially what the building will look like when you're done with it.
Yes.
Okay. You tell the council a little bit about the building?
The Wolf Building is a historical building, so by virtue of that, the outside of that building will be untouched to preserve the historical nature of the building. So the modifications we are making is actually going to be on the inside.
Okay. And what I'm showing you is been marked as Exhibit 2. Could you take a look at this document?
Yeah, that's the proposed menu for the Wolf Lounge.
Okay. Could you briefly summarize for the council what type of food you'll be serving at the restaurant?
We intend to serve intercontinental food and including a fusion of Afro soul food to incorporate the culture in which I came from.
Okay. And how would you characterize the food? In terms
This is a high-end restaurant, so therefore our services are based on that.
And what I'm now showing you is Exhibit 3. Could you take a look at this document? Tell me what this is.
Exhibit 3 is actually the interior part of the building, the interior design of the building.
Okay, and these are architectural plans and photographs?
Yes, these are the architectural design and.
Could you give the council a flavor of what the restaurant will look like?
The copies that you presented are actually black and white, and we have the colored design of those of the interior, how it's going to look like. If council is interested in.
Do you want to just show them now while we're looking at this?
Sure, and actually, we actually have a copy for the council as well
Okay,
that
good.
they can keep.
Okay. Why don't you just present them briefly?
Okay.
Yeah, why
It's
don't you
hard,
take this
it's
with
hard to look at these black and white diagrams.
So, yeah, these are.
Okay. Just give everybody, not only the council, but everybody who is here for comment,
Okay.
an opportunity to take a look and see what it looks like.
The picture you're seeing is actually the mezzanine floor, which is going to be on the top part of the building. Do I go through each one?
I don't think you can give us the 10-second tour unless you
Okay.
really want to go into it.
Oh,
We have-
okay.
We have another hearing too.
This also provides an outlook of the interior on the second floor. This is the first floor on the entry part of the building towards the stairs. And I'm not sure if it's going to fit, but I'll try. This is the entry of the Wolf Lounge on the restaurant. And that's the first floor. This also gives you a look of the second floor of the Wolf Lounge. As you guys can see, it's actually well designed to ensure it reflects the kind of theme we want to present. It's not just a restaurant, it's actually a high-end restaurant that compete with the major players in the city of Philadelphia.
In terms of the capacity of the restaurant, could you let the council know about approximately how many patrons can be seated at the restaurant?
The building, the internal part of the building is 7,800 square feet, and we have 40 tables, approximately, to serve the patrons, and we also have a bar that, just in case the place is full, people can be able to sit in the bar.
So when we had talked about the hearing, I think you said about maybe 175 approximately, around that
Yes,
number?
175.
Okay. And we'll-
175 people
Yes.
cleared with the fire marshal?
You'll make sure that everything is
Every-
clear by the fire marshal?
Definitely. All the aspects of this design is actually in compliance to the codes. So that has been into consideration. And this is actually my second time appearing here.
And you'll make sure that if this is approved, that you will comply with all the rules and regulations of the city of Chester?
Definitely.
Okay. And will you have any outside seating?
No.
Okay. Do you have parking available for your patrons?
Yes, we do have parking. And it's it's evidenced by the work we're doing outside now.
How many parking spots, not to interrupt you?
Approximately around 49. I'm not too sure on top of my head, but that has been cleared with this body before, in terms of parking variance and all the requirements that are stipulated.
And in terms of your employees, could you tell me approximately how many full-time employees you'll have at the restaurant?
We are looking at a full-time of 24 to 30 employees, full-time locally hired, and part-time 9. And we're definitely going to have office administrative people between 2 and 5.
And in terms of the people that you're looking to hire as employees, are you looking locally from Chester?
Yes.
Okay.
And that's the goal. And just for the record, this is not my first building here. We're also having another construction that, if approved, will also be starting sometime next year. The one bakery building.
And will you have entertainment at the restaurant?
We're going to have music.
And could you tell the council what the intended hours of operations are?
The intended hours is actually stipulated by the license, by the liquor license, if approved.
Now, I have to interrupt you. You said the word entertainment. That piqued my interest. I think you know why. What kind of liquor license is this, and what entertainment does it permit?
Well, why don't you tell the council what type of entertainment you plan to have?
But we're going to have music as to complement the atmosphere in the building. But in terms of the liquor license, it's our license that we are applying for.
And you intend to get all the necessary permits, including an amusement permit to have music?
Definitely.
Okay.
Our goal is to adhere to the rules and regulations.
Music only. Is that what I'm hearing?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
When you say music,
Music.
you intend to have, you may have a band?
No, no.
No, just music?
Music.
Okay.
Proceed, I'm sorry.
Will you be serving lunch and dinner?
Yes, please.
And could you tell the council what is the projected ratio of food to alcohol?
80 to 20.
Okay. 80 being food, 20 being alcohol?
Yes, please.
Okay. And will the sales of alcohol complement the food sales?
Yes.
Okay. Is the primary business of the restaurant the food?
It's the food.
Okay. Will you be doing any takeout beer?
No.
Okay. And will you make sure that the restaurant and the employees are RAMP certified?
Yes, please.
And you're aware of the RAMP program?
Yes.
Okay. And what type of ID will you accept in terms of your patrons?
Government issue ID, driver's license, U.S. passports, and the official identification.
Very good. That's all we have, unless we have questions from the council.
I just have a couple quick questions. Hours of operation?
As of now, we're intending to do 12 to whatever time stipulated by the liquor license.
So is that not 2 a.m. to
2
the best of
a.m.
my recollection?
2 a.m.
And days of operation?
7 days.
I don't have any. Does the mayor or council have any questions?
No, the questions that I had were answered in terms of the hours of operation and how many days you were going to be open, the interior design, you know.
I have a question in regards to the employment. You said you intend to employ Chester residents
Yes.
fully. You said you want to do approximately, you say 28 or 29?
No, we are talking about the approximate number of employees at the beginning. That's what we are talking in terms of numbers.
Probably around 35 total.
Yes.
Do you plan to have 35 in total employees, all Chester residents? Chester? If you can.
But our majority of our employees will definitely be from the local area.
So that part is what I'm trying to clarify. So the local area could be Upper Darby, Springfield.
No, what I mean in Chester. Because our operation is here, we want to build a relationship. And this is not my first or second business I'm trying to put in together. So our goal is to ensure that it benefits the people here.
Let me just ask this question. Your intention is
To hire
to the
local.
extent possible to hire
Hire
people
local.
who are from the city of Chester?
Yes, please.
Okay.
But it's reasonable if you bring in employees that have worked with you, who know, who have experience. Is that what you're doing, bringing in people that are already working with you in your other?
No, that's for, it's possibly administrative area, but in terms of our core employees are actually going to be local.
Okay.
Yeah. But when you talk about people who have worked with, obviously when you move into any business, you bring in a team of people that runs the back end of the business. But when you hire new employees in terms of operation, you definitely need the locals. Because it's a moral obligation on my end.
I just have one more question. We have a group here who will give public comment.
Definitely.
Are you open to addressing the issues of the community of Chester in connection with the operations of your business?
Our goal is to ensure that we are also part of the community and to ensure the health and safety of everybody that is around. So whatever we have to do in terms of being part of that community, I'm 100% in, and to be an active participant, and to also not just be an employer, but also be a neighbor. I have a group home agency that home between Chester and Upland, so I'm kind of in the community for a very long time now. So it's kind of like licensing in Upland, but somewhere in Chester, so I'm not too sure. But
Do you have a projected opening date?
we are looking at sometime in December to spring, and we are kind of like resuming on the internal part of the construction sometime next month again. But once we start, it's a speed because we've literally finished on the outside, and it's just the coding that remains. So most of the internal work has been done in the basement. It's just some kind of few technicality to make sure we adhere to the codes in terms of bathroom, ADA regulations, and everything else that entails. Because we have a good team of technical good team, and they make sure we go through every details of every aspect of what we are supposed to do, even before we even come here. So, and the reason why we could have literally been done by now had it not been for one of our team members and said, no, we have to go back, redrawn, because we need to adhere to ADA rules. So we'll definitely look into sometime December to spring. But our goal is to open before the World Cup. That's the ultimate goal.
Thank you.
So the city has also brought our planner, our city planner, but he has no comment or issues.
I could just mention, just for clarification, that this project received a zoning permit in June of 2022 after receiving zoning relief for a parking reduction. So this is on the books as receiving a zoning permit, just for clarification.
Thank you.
At this point, hearing no further comments from the mayor, council, or the city, is there any member of the public which would like to come forward to address this? Please state your name and address.
Ron Starr, address is 420 Avenue of the States. I first just want to commend you, brother, for understanding that the people of Chester do deserve something like this. And I wish him well, and I hope that the council allows him to have his license.
Thank you.
Hi, my name is Russell. I'm from the city of Chester, and I applaud you, what you're doing, trying to do for the city. I hear your accent. I know you're not from the city, but I'm 52 years old. I was born and raised in this city, and unfortunately, I was part of the downfall of the city. My mother, grandma, generations before me, the city was nice, but I got grandkids. Hopefully, the city could get back, and this is what it is. I was raised in the 70s and 80s and 90s, and I don't want to explain that, but I'm 52 years old, and I see that, and I appreciate what you're trying to do.
Is there any other member of the public which cares to comment? Please state your name and address.
Good afternoon, Dr. Rob Chambers, City of Chester, class of 1994. Quick question for you, two questions for you. It is definitely a beautiful project, so I just wanted to let you know that up front. The Chester, you said Chester employee, so I just wanted to kind of revisit that. Is there a commitment that you will provide for us? Because we do hear a lot of times we have plans that organizations come in and they say, oh, I want to hire Chester people, but they really, after a year or two, it kind of fades out. So wanted to know if that is there a commitment, not just a plan? So that's the first thing.
It's not a plan, it's a commitment.
Okay, okay, so it is a commitment.
And I can work with organizations that, because once we start rolling out applications,
Are you-
and we are open to teaming up with any local organizations that
Did
may be running.
you want to talk to your lawyer about that first?
Oh, no, definitely.
He looks like he wants to say.
Yeah, it's my company.
His intention, there are
Yes,
certain
those are my
legal
intentions.
Okay.
obligations and issues that have to be addressed
Sure.
in terms of operations and hiring that we will go through, so.
Absolutely. Okay. All right. The second question I had was security plan. So is there a plan that you have that you can kind of discuss to us about how you plan on keeping the establishment the way it is, the security in the community, the community area, as well as working with the police department to make sure that that security plan is kind of intact and foolproof?
As you can, if you happen to look at the building on the outside, we've put in a lot of street lights. That's first, and
Okay.
the building will be lit with cameras. That's
Okay.
part of business operation to ensure that your business is safe and secure.
Okay.
But if
Oh, I'm sorry.
okay, sorry. Oh, sorry. So the point I was making here is, in terms of security, when you look at the building by itself, we've already installed street lights. And we are also going to be leading the building with cameras. And whatever we have to do on our end in terms of providing security, working with the local law enforcement, obviously we are open to that. And that's the goal, to make sure we have that relationship.
So is there I'm sorry, please let me know if I need to get rid of the mic for the follow-up questions. Are you going to have manned security, not just security for cameras, manned security to make sure that the establishment stays as orderly as you expect it to be?
Oh, sure.
Okay. So what I'm asking is there are two questions I asked specifically, and I asked were there plans? And these seem to be things that you're saying yes to, but not established plans. So when I mean established plan, it is a written document that this is how we will plan to proceed. And what I'm hearing that is not a plan, it is something that we're thinking as we're going. We're building the plan while we're flying.
No, if I can come in, if you're running an operation, the first goal is to ensure that you ensure the health and safety of your business. That's one. That's a moral obligation on my end, for my staff, for my employees and patrons. So whatever I have to do to provide that security, we will do.
And I mean, I don't think it's required that you provide security. Also, I've been to a lot of high-end restaurants. It's not like they have manned security at the door at high-end restaurants. So we're not expecting him to have manned security at a location. He's fixed the lights, he's done, you know, cameras all around the building, and I think that would be sufficient. I don't think you need to have manned security, because we want this to be a welcoming environment. We don't want to make it a hostile security environment. Just because you're in Chester, you need a security guard.
I totally agree, Councilman.
And not to, yeah, I'm the lawyer, and I don't want to get too much into testifying, but this is not going to be like a night bar,
right,
heavy drinking place, correct? No. This is going to be a high-end restaurant where the alcohol is going to complement the food, correct?
Obviously.
And if something happens where you need to potentially consider hiring security, is that something you would be willing to do?
100%.
Okay. And I was just managing the risk. Looking at risk and looking at the plan.
Managing those risks are a requirement of our operation also.
Very good. Thank you.
I understand what he's saying about the written document, because it's more like you're talking and it's like a handshake. But once you get established, you really can do what you want. So I understand where it's coming from, but I hope you do get this license because the city do need this. It's good for the city.
I mean, I would just say that if you have concerns or issues, I think Zampa is available to discuss it with the community, to discuss it with the individuals.
Understood.
And make sure that we're doing all that we can to serve the community.
Understood. Thank you. Thank you for your time. Thank you for your responses.
Are we allowed to ask questions?
Yes.
Thank you. My name is Jean Arnold. Thank you for this lovely, lovely restaurant that you're proposing, eatery, to bring to Chester. Is absolutely gorgeous. I have a question about the financials a bit. I'm thinking that if you're going to be open 7 days a week, you would probably have to have figured out by now the average receipt of a customer coming to your restaurant in order for you to operate successfully. We've had any number of entities come into Chester and not be successful for various financial reasons, etc. So if on an average day you need 20 customers to spend $100 on average in order for you to operate, that's the kind of information that I'm asking for, if you understand me.
Definitely. In answering that question, I'm coming in from a background of a different demographic, so I'm not only relying on the patrons in Chester, I'm bringing in customers in Chester. I'm bringing patrons because I run an operation that also employs close to 100 people in Glen Olden. That's where our main office is. So most of our demographic, the West Africans and all these other people that I service, obviously are excited of this project. So it's not just about people in Chester, but we're bringing in other people here also. So to complement that in terms of the number of people that we needed to operate to stay relevant, obviously we've done our internal numbers and we believe that we have what it takes.
But my question is, can you just simplify that for us by saying my numbers indicate that in order for us to be successful, we need X number of customers per day and they need to spend X number of dollars per receipt. The reason I ask that, sir, is because for a grocery store to be profitable, you have to have so many people coming in that grocery store, and that receipt that comes through the cash register has to average a certain number for them to be profitable. So I'm just asking for a simple number, if you could share that.
Mrs. Arnold, can I just interject? I just
Yeah.
want to interject, just so everyone's clear. This has gone through the planning board, the zoning board. This is strictly here for a liquor license transfer. So, I mean, that's an important question, but it's technically irrelevant to this hearing.
Let me just ask you the question. Have you looked at the numbers and what you believe that you need to have in terms of patrons and so forth?
This is something we've actually gone through with banking before. And I can tell you for sure, one of the main concerns most of those financial institutions were having there, and which I think they were missing the point, is the demographic in Chester cannot afford a high-end restaurant. And I said, no, this is a self-finance project. It's not actually financed from a bank. The bank said, no, we cannot give you, you have everything it takes to run and operate and construct this project, but we cannot give you the loan. Why? Because Chester cannot afford that. I said, no, that's discriminatory. So therefore, this project by itself, based on our internal numbers, it's self-financed from our business. So what that tells you is we've done our assignments, and so I don't think it's kind of irrelevant and me answering that question in terms of numbers, because those are internal, operational.
To answer her question, because I understand it a little bit more what she's saying, but I think the numbers ain't gonna be no problem, because I think you're looking at it from a Chester standpoint, and if we're looking at it that way, then the numbers ain't gonna be good. But I'm looking at it from a Delaware County point, where the numbers is, I'm not just looking at it from Chester, I'm looking at it from the county, because it's a nice restaurant.
So let's proceed further with questions that strictly pertain to the liquor license transfer. Hearing no further questions, I would conclude this hearing.
And I thank you all for your time in terms of this project, and I know that my client does as well. We're very excited about it. Thank you.
And for the record, council will, at a subsequent later date, deliberate, render a decision. As you and I have a gentleman's agreement on the timing, we hope it won't be too long, but give us time to do it.
And we do have a set of these if the council would like to take those in order to study them. He has a set here.
And council, one requirement.
Same thing.
Council, the one other requirement is you'll take care of the court reporter and get us a transcript?
Yes.
As well as the proof of publication?
Yes.
Thank you. I appreciate that. Thank you both.
Yeah. Do you have these packets?
You're going to introduce all those, right? Joe? Yeah. I'll take that.
What?
He's got a whole packet.
Oh, the packet. I thought you were talking
No. We're going to introduce that. I don't. Right.
Kamar?
Mr. Kamar.
So I don't know if she has one. Thank you.
I would like to speak to him.
Just tell them we don't have it anyway. Okay, so I have to come again.
I'd like to have one.
I'll just come.
This is wonderful, but I'm home. Where the sample of your food at?
Yeah.
Bring us the
I have
sample.
one. Yeah.
Where's the other one at? This is in Glen
Philly.
I was going to get embarrassed.
You
I was going to be like,
have another one.
because I was going to like,
The OKYJ on Thursday.
Make sure they're all there.
291?
I mean, there were 3 exhibits,
Okay.
and then.
Oh, yeah, the bakery right here,
Are sort of like a
across
subset
from
of
Local 413.
architectural plans are.
Oh, Bruno Brothers.
Yeah, Bruno Brothers Bakery.
Uh-huh.
Yeah,
Well, brother, send us some food.
giving
so
us
we
I like
can
it.
sample.
Great concept, high-class Henny in a wine glass.
Henny in the wine glass.
Yeah.
Yeah, that'd be great. That'd be great. Do you have a card or?
High class.
You just email me.
Me too, stomach in my
Oh
back.
my God, making all kind of noise.
Make sure everybody get their copy.
Excuse me, everyone, we're going to proceed into another hearing. So, thank you for this hearing.
Good. Thank you.
This is the DeMarco's hearing. This is what we're going into. So this is what you come for, right? Yeah, you guys can stay. Yeah.
No. So could counsel for the next transfer please proceed forward? Yes. Please introduce yourself and the applicant and your application. Thank you.
Sure. Good afternoon, council members, and John McCreesh IV, attorney ID 68944. I represent the applicant, Highland Deli Market. We have the owner, Maria. Can you say your last name? De Jesus. The manager of the store, Carlos Gonzalez, and we have Angel. He's interpreting a little. Their English isn't their first language. They're from Dominican Republic. Okay. So they did prepare a. Sit down. They did prepare a package with some pictures of the place.
Mr. McCreesh, before we proceed, though, can we just state on the record that you will provide the letter requesting the public hearing, the application, a county or Chester tax parcel map showing the location of the property, a deed, and I'll take care of the publication by the city and the proof of publication.
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. And again, if I could hand it out, they only have one packet, but it's just, oh, there's a couple packets. Okay, good. You can share. They did a package with some pictures of the place. I think you're familiar with the area. It's about, they've been there for 3 years. It has about 3,700 square feet. And they, you know, I know you're all familiar with all the supermarkets, the Acmes, the Wegmans, your Wawas. They're all putting in sales of beer, so they're just trying to stay up with the competition. They have a lot of requests for beer sales at the store. They're open 7 days a week, from 7:30 a.m. to 7 p.m., except on Sunday they're open 8 a.m. to 6 p.m. They have about 11 employees. They have security cameras and everything like that. And then that was just a quick overview. And I will have Mr. Gonzalez will speak and answer any questions you might have about the establishment. You want to stand up here? Or? Okay. Again, could you state your name for the council?
Carlos Gonzalez.
Okay. And how long? And your position at the Highland Deli?
Ahora en agosto
Now in August,
vamos a cumplir 3 años.
we're going to be about 3 years.
Okay. 3 years and your position, what do you do there?
¿Cuál es tu posición?
Yo soy el manager.
I'm the manager.
Okay. And you heard what I talked about the store. Do you have hot food? Do you serve?
¿Tienes comida caliente que sirves allí?
Sí.
Yes.
Okay. And what kind of food do you
¿Qué tipo de comida?
serve?
Nosotros servimos lo que es cheesesteak,
We do sell cheesesteaks, burgers,
lo que es comida americana
American food,
y comida hispana.
and we do also have Spanish food.
Tenemos, preparamos el bistec,
We also sell beefsteak,
pernil,
pork,
habichuela, arroz.
rice, beans.
Okay. And the menu's included in the packet that you
¿El menú está
you
incluido en
handed
el
up?
paquete que tú le diste?
Sí.
Yes, it is.
Okay. And you have tables and chairs for people to sit?
Sí.
Okay. And again, days of, you're open every day?
¿Los días estás abierto todos los días?
Sí, los 7 días.
Yes, I am, 7 days a week.
And your hours?
¿Y las horas?
De lunes a sábado estamos de 7 de la mañana a
Monday
7
to Saturday,
y
7
media.
to 7:30.
Y los domingos
On
de
Sunday,
6 de la mañana, de 7 de la mañana
7 in the morning
a 6 de la tarde.
to 6 in the afternoon on Sundays.
On Sundays?
Correct.
Okay. And you have how many employees?
¿Cuántos empleados tienes?
11.
11.
11, okay. And you also sell full grocery items?
¿Tú también vendes cosas regulares de un colmado?
Sí, sí, todo lo que se puede encontrar en un supermercado.
Yeah, anything that you could find almost in a supermarket, we do.
Okay.
Sí.
All right, I don't have any more questions. Mr. Gonzalez, I don't know if council
have some.
members have any questions?
Sure. And then I believe the mayor and council may, and certainly I believe our city planner wants to address this as well. So my first question is, how long have you been at this property, sir?
Alrededor de 3 años, vamos
About-
a cumplir en agosto.
About 3 years in August.
Do you lease or own the property?
Nosotros rentamos por el tiempo que estamos, pero estamos en ese proceso de comprar.
We do rent for the process right now, but we are in the process of buying it.
Have you, do you intend to make any changes to the building or the property if you were awarded a license?
Lo que sea necesario para que la gente se sienta bien en entrar al negocio y cumplir con los horarios que se pueda vender.
Any change that is needed in order to people to feel comfortable and that we could accommodate people and to do the right thing for the business.
Well, could you be more specific as to what your plans are?
But you're not changing the layout or anything. The layout will be the same?
No.
No, no, no.
Okay.
It'll be the same.
But you'll add, obviously, coolers for the beer.
Vas a poner nevera para la cerveza.
Ya de ser aprobado, entonces tendremos que incluir una nevera para las cervezas.
Yeah, once it's approved, if it is, then we'll have to buy the coolers, cooling for the beers and stuff like that, refrigerators.
Describe your business currently and what it is that you sell.
Dime cuál es tu negocio ahora mismo y dime qué es lo que tú vendes.
Ahora mismo nosotros vendemos comida preparada
Right now we sell
y
prepared
todo
food
lo necesario para lo que es limpieza,
and anything needed for
de
what
las
is cleaning
casas,
for the houses,
bebidas,
drinks,
refrescantes como
soft drinks,
sodas,
sodas,
jugos,
juices.
incluso jugos naturales,
We also sell natural juice,
comida caliente hispana
hot food,
y comida
Hispanic,
caliente americana,
and American hot food,
cigarrillos
cigarettes,
y cosas así.
and things like that.
I think the pictures show the merchandise that's available in the
Ahí
store.
muestra todo lo que tú vendes, ¿no? En la
Sí,
fotografía.
sí.
Yes, it does.
Would you say it's like a small, or a bit, like a Wawa maybe type of?
Guagua, más o menos, más o menos
Sí,
así.
se puede decir que sí.
Yeah, about that. You could say something like that, yeah.
Okay.
So what percentage of your sales are hard goods versus prepared food?
¿Qué porcentaje de tus ventas son de comida que preparas y otros productos?
Lo que es la comida vendría siendo como un 40% de lo que es la venta.
Food, hot food and stuff like that, it's going to be around 40% what is the sale, around 40%
Lo que
of
es
it.
la comida
40%
preparada.
what?
Hot food.
Hot food?
Hot food.
And how many tables and chairs do you have?
¿Cuántas mesas tú tienes y sillas?
Hasta ahora tenemos 5 mesas y 20 sillas.
Right now we have 5 tables and 20 chairs right now.
Yes. You'll have to, I explained to him, if he's approved, the liquor board would require seating for 30. So he would have to add a couple tables and chairs.
You can see where I'm headed.
Yeah.
Thank you. Do you have a lottery, do you sell lottery
¿Tú
tickets?
vendes lotería?
Sí.
Yes, I do.
Do you sell cigarettes?
¿Tú vendes cigarrillos? Yes, I
Do
do.
you sell single cigarettes?
¿Tú vendes cigarrillos solo? No, never have.
Cigars?
¿Tú vendes cigarros?
Sí.
Single
Yes.
cigars?
Solos?
Sí.
Yes.
What? You can ask that question.
About blunts.
¿Tú vendes blunt?
Lo que es el cigarro, que se llama blond.
Does cigarettes that's called blunt?
Yeah.
Cigar, I think, right?
Cigar, it's about the same.
Philly blunt.
¿Que si vendes esos?
Sí, porque hay marcas que se llaman blond.
Yeah, there's one with the name of blunt on it.
Okay.
¿Qué tal?
Tell me a little bit about the parking there.
El parqueo.
El parqueo es un poco, solamente es el de la calle, es un poco es grande porque al frente no tenemos casa y del lado del negocio solamente está el negocio.
Well, the parking space is kind of big. It's in front of the business since we don't have another houses in front of the business. So that makes it a little bigger for the parking space.
So how many?
Street parking.
Street parking, correct.
So, what types of alcohol does, what type of alcohol does, or types of alcohol does this liquor license permit you to sell?
It's an eating place license, so it's not an R license. So it's no, there's no wine, there's no hard alcohol. It's just mostly beer and malt beverages.
Solo cerveza.
And
Only beer.
what percentage of your sales would be takeout versus beer with food, dining in?
¿Qué por ciento de las cervezas que tú vendas van a ser para quedarse ahí o las que se van a llevar? No para tomárselas ahí, sino para llevar.
Estimamos que la mayor parte de las cervezas que se lleven va a ser para llevar, porque la gente siempre que tiene una actividad, un cumpleaños, algo, y está celebrando, quieren cajas para llevarse.
I estimate that the biggest part of all the beer sales is going to be to take out. People just coming in to buy beer for an activities that they have, birthday celebrations and stuff like that, just to pick it up and out.
And what are your plans for disposal of the trash and the food waste?
Y la basura, ¿qué tú haces para la basura de todo eso?
La basura, cuando nosotros adquirimos el negocio hace 3 años atrás, la compañía solo la recogía 2 veces a la semana. Nos dimos cuenta que era mucha basura y solicitamos a la compañía un día más para recoger la basura. Ahora vienen 3 días.
Okay. When we first had the business, we noticed that there was a lot of trash being dumped, and they used to come by twice a week. And then we asked the company to make it an extra day, so now they come in 3 times a week.
Lunes, miércoles y viernes.
Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays.
But a lot of it is walking trash, and out where the alleyway is on the, I guess on the side of your building, there's a lot of trash buildup, blown trash. And I don't think you have a receptacle out back on that side, do you?
Yo estoy hablando de la basura que está alrededor de tu negocio. ¿Tú tienes zafacón de basura en esos lugares?
No tenemos zafacón porque el zafacón alguien se lo llevó. Pero yo personalmente todos los días limpio mi frente con una máquina que tengo, un blower. Y aquí tengo una persona, ¿dónde se fue? Él me ayuda a recoger y tiene personas que me ayudan a limpiar todo el área todos los días.
Right now, you can see there's not a dumpster there because somebody came in and just stole it from us. But every day, as they could be my witness, I clean out my front. He even helped me to do that with some other people every single day with a water pressure machine, just cleaning out the business and around it.
The front looks nice, it's the side.
Sí, al frente se ve chévere, pero en los lados, en los callejones, cuando ella pasa por ahí, ella ve que hay como basura en algunos de los callejones.
Ese es el lado donde está el dumpster, que yo le he expresado a los vecinos que pueden botar la basura, pero muchas veces la gente lo que hace es que la tira en el suelo.
That is the side where the dumpster is, which I have granted some of my neighbors to put their trash there, but some of them don't do it accordingly. Some of them just leave it on the floor or just throw it irregularly.
And keep the grass cut, because the
Y
grass
mantén
is overgrown.
I have a number of concerns, but one of them is the trash. And I believe the residents in that area have a concern with the trash in there. And I mean, even the picture you submitted, there's trash on the ground in this picture. And so I'm concerned with the current conditions of the outside, the current upkeep of the outside. And if you are to granted a liquor license, that's going to be more traffic and more trash. And so what is the plan to manage that? Also, I'm concerned with the parking. There's currently not a lot of parking out there. And if you're saying that the liquor license is required to house an additional 30 seats, so there's going to be more people in that neighborhood, more people needing to find parking. I'm also concerned that if you're selling beer and people are walking up, people may get drunk right there and then walk into the neighborhoods, and now the residents have issues. So I just have a number of concerns with this whole application.
And while we're addressing concerns, I also like to talk about the spatial awareness of the building. I understand that you also have a lot of youth who travel in and out of your store, convenience store, to purchase different goods and different things like that. And I don't really see the space that you could divide the store into to distribute alcohol in an appropriate manner if children are going to be involved in that area. I'm a little concerned about the adults and children interacting while alcohol is present via the space that is presented of the store.
Okay. Lo que pasó con los zafacones que teníamos fuera, que ya no
One thing that
están,
happened with the trash cans that were outside,
podríamos
that they are no
reemplazarlo
more.
y ponerle cierta cadena o
We
algo
could
para que
replace them,
se
maybe
mantengan ahí.
put it in change so that nobody could take them.
Eso sería algo para solucionar lo que es la basura
That's
cuando
something to
la gente
fix
no quería hacer el dumpster.
What is the trash? You know, when people don't want to go all the way up to the dumpster.
Y ponerle en el dumpster. Aparte que, como le dije, yo personalmente me mantengo todos los días por la mañana
Besides that, like I told you, me personally, every day I'm cleaning in front of the business before we
Podemos
even
poner
open.
más zafacones
We could even put
alrededor
more trash cans around the place.
con su respectiva bolsa y
Yeah.
en la noche
With their
ponerla
bags, and then
nosotros
at
mismos en el
nighttime, we
dumpster.
could just grab it and put them in dumpsters.
Lo que es el parqueo,
Parking?
como le dije, hay creo que suficiente espacio en la calle porque es todo un bloque de esquina a esquina.
Parking space, I think there is enough space because it's a whole block from corner to corner, so there's
Y
enough
de los
parking
dos lados
on both
no
sides.
hay vivienda de gente que viven.
There's no houses in front of the business on that block.
Y creo que por lo menos por el parqueo ahora mismo no he visto problema para la gente
Right
parquearse.
now for parking, I haven't seen no issues, no problem.
Entiendo que con la venta de cerveza
I do
puede
understand that
aumentar
with the sale of the
la
beer,
gente,
it's going to be higher.
pero no sé de qué manera se podría, la verdad no sé cómo se
Right now,
podría
parking space, I don't know
solucionar
how
lo del
to fix
parqueo.
that parking issue. There's no more parking space there.
Pero creo que nunca hemos tenido
We
problemas
never
con
had a
personas
problem with people
parqueándose.
trying to park or looking for a parking space.
Y dentro del negocio,
And inside the place,
lo que es lo de los niños, como son las papitas, los bizcochos,
inside the business where the fries are, like chips are, sodas,
y
cakes.
Todo eso está de un lado del negocio.
Those are on one side of the business, of the
Y
place.
donde están las mesas,
Where the
donde
tables
se
are.
planea poner la nevera para la cerveza, esa es un área donde los niños que van para la escuela o los niños simplemente que vayan al negocio no tienen que andar por esa área.
Where the tables are and where the refrigerator is going to be for the beers. Really, when kids come inside the store, they don't even have to go back there because there's stuff that they need is mainly on another side. So they don't have to make it over there.
Who would be monitoring that though, as it relates to the children?
¿Quién va a estar chequeando de que los niños no vayan para allá?
Nosotros tenemos personas que trabajan en el piso.
So we do have people that work on the floor, just checking that stuff.
Aparte que entiendo que el horario para vender cerveza no es desde la mañana.
Also, I do understand that the hours to sell beers is not straight from the mornings.
Does council have any more questions?
What was that last point? What's the times we're selling beer?
¿A qué hora tú venderías la cerveza?
Tengo entendido, porque no estoy relacionado con el horario, pero por lo que me han dicho, es a partir de las 10 de la mañana.
I have been told that to sell beers is after 10 o'clock in the morning.
What's your reasons for requesting beer sales in this store? Is it as a result of popular demand from your customers, or is it just to increase your profit margins?
Muchas personas en el negocio nos expresaron que querían, incluso tenemos las firmas.
A lot of people have requested if we could sell beer. Even we even have signatures of people requesting it.
We have those here today? The
¿Esa persona
signatures?
está aquí? ¿Algunas de esas personas o las
Creo
firmas?
que algunos de ellos están
¿Las
aquí.
firmas?
Usted firmó.
Did you sign that paper?
Y otras personas quizás no pudieron venir.
And some other people maybe they couldn't make it today.
Oh, vamos, esa persona. de
He's
atrás,
also
él firmó.
here. Some of those other people are not here today. I don't know, but they couldn't make it.
Pero tenemos la dirección y sus nombres
But we do have their address and their names.
que nos expresaron que querían...
Did you bring the, he asked, did you bring the list with
¿Traiste la
you?
lista contigo?
Do you ha-
Sí, sí,
Oh,
claro.
you have it
Yes,
with, you
I
have it
do, I
with
do.
you?
I have the list.
Okay.
So you guys started a petition to get, people who support the liquor license?
Entonces tú
Is that what
empezaste
that
una
is?
petición para que las personas soportaran el que tú tuvieras la licencia.
Sí, primero lo consultamos con muchas personas de la comunidad, porque yo entiendo que sin la comunidad yo no podría.
No, yeah, first we did talk to the people around it because we have to do that before we even come to you guys. We got to make sure that they're okay with it.
He did have, do you want to see, he did have people sign a book here. He had like 20 signatures. I don't know if you want to see
You
it
can
or-
submit it into evidence for the record.
Oh, I could,
Sorry.
he doesn't have a copy, maybe you can make a copy. That looks like it looks like it's about just 3 sheets. It looks like there's 20.
You can introduce this.
Listen, I think we're ready to hear from the public.
Well, first, we're going to hear from our city planner.
Okay.
Do you have anything further you care to present?
No, thank you, Mr. Solicitor.
We'll allow the public to speak afterwards.
Thank you.
If I might, I'd like to enter an exhibit for
Please
council.
state your name for
Sure.
the record and your position.
Yes, good afternoon. My name is Paul Fritz. I serve as the Planning and Zoning Director for the City of Chester.
Thank you.
Again, I have a memo that I'd like to submit for record.
Please approach. Give him one.
Also, Ken, I think we missed a step earlier. You didn't swear in the witness.
So, Mr. McCreesh,
Yes.
very good point from council. We did not swear in the witness. Can we have an agreement, if we swear him in now, that that pertains to all of his testimony previously given?
Yes, yes. that-
Will you state that to him and we'll swear him in? Please raise your right hand. Do you swear that all the testimony you have given is the truth and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes.
Yes, I do.
Thank you. Thank you, Councilman.
I'd like to just take a moment to give you some zoning and planning context to this project, and I appreciate the opportunity. As this proposal is evaluated, it is essential to consider zoning considerations and the potential community impact. For zoning considerations, it's important to know that the Highland Deli Market property is situated within a residential zoning district, the R3 Medium Density Residential Zoning District, which traditionally prioritizes land uses that support housing and neighborhood character. The deli is an existing non-conforming use, and the introduction of alcohol sales potentially represents a change in use, or at least a conflict with the intent of the residential zoning district. The current use appears to fit the zoning ordinance's definition of a convenience store, which is a type of retail store that mainly serves ready-to-eat food and beverages for primarily off-site consumption, as well as other common household items. This type of use is only permitted in our commercial and industrial use categories. It is my understanding that if a convenience store sells beer, it must have a restaurant license and provide seating for customers, as we have discussed. Just so you know, a restaurant is also not permitted in the R3 zoning district. Beyond zoning, we must also consider potential effects on residents. Potential concerns include traffic and parking issues. Increased customer activity could lead to congestion in an area not designed for commercial expansion. It is my understanding there is no current off-street parking at this location. Limited parking availability may create conflicts with residents. There may be public safety and nuisance concerns. Alcohol sales may introduce concerns related to noise, loitering, or enforcement of responsible consumption. Thirdly, there may be impacts on neighborhood character. The presence of liquor licenses in a residential setting may alter the atmosphere and expectations of the community. Some residents may feel that liquor sales alter the family-friendly nature of the neighborhood. And some homeowners may have concerns about negative impacts on property values. Lastly, of course, the residents in the area know this area best and know what is best for their neighborhood. So it is important today for you to listen to their concerns as well. Thank you for your time.
Thank you. Hold it, don't run away. No. What does non-conforming commercial use mean?
It essentially means that the use that's there now is a commercial use, and it existed before the new zoning ordinance was adopted back in the end of 2015. So there was a commercial use before that in that location. It means it's existing non-conforming, so if there's a change in use, it can't expand or continue into something else. It needs to stay as the current commercial situation is, which is a deli.
Okay. Does that also mean that if that same zoning is across the street, the same designation, could a new deli show up today across the street?
No.
No.
No, it doesn't mean a new use, which would fall after 2015 in the current zoning ordinance. It would not be allowed. It would not be permitted.
So there's no possibility of a competing business of its type showing up anywhere in that area?
Not according to the zoning ordinance, correct.
Thanks.
Do you have any questions of our city planner, Mr. McCreesh?
No, Mr. Chief, sir.
Thank you. At this point, do you rest?
Yes. You
With
want me
subject to the public?
And then want to hand up the.
Yeah, great, thanks.
Signed
Kim, come to the mic.
I wanted to be clear on the nonconformity subject. They are, their use is a convenience store, which is a takeout. And from their testimony, it sounds as if they've changed the use, that they're actually doing hot food and having seating. So I just wanted clarity because it is a convenience store with takeout is what their use is that they were approved for. Hot food is not a part of what they were zoned for.
So what you're saying is even.
When we said the word nonconformity and what they're using it for, we realized today that it's.
So they're out of compliance now, even as a non-conforming entity?
That's why I want to ask him.
Oh, okay.
Because when
That's
he
the
said
question.
nonconformity, that's why I said, Paul, don't go anywhere, because I want to make sure that I'm clear
Okay.
with this nonconformity.
It's an existing use that is non-conforming with the existing zoning ordinance, if that makes sense.
So they're currently zoned to be a convenience store that has takeout and not sell hot food, but they're currently selling hot food.
To be honest with you, they're not zoned anything at this point because they never, the business entity predated the current zoning ordinance, which was a complete update. So it changed the zoning district, changed the use categories, all that. So it makes that use in that certain location in the R3 medium density residential district a non-conforming use. So there's limitations on what you can do with a non-conforming use. You have limits on expansion, and changes cannot occur in that use if it's a commercial entity.
Yeah, so I guess that's the confusion. They have changed the use.
Well, if it's a convenience or it depends. With a non-conforming use, you do not always know what the original use was approved for. We do know it's a deli, it's a commercial business, and if it fits under a category of our zoning ordinance today, it's a convenience store, which allows prepared foods to be
Even
prepared
hot
and-
food?
It says prepared, ready-to-eat food.
Okay.
Okay, all right. Thank you.
At this time, do we have any members of the public that care to proceed to the podium and make comment? Please proceed, state your name and address.
How y'all doing?
Good.
Name Curtis Bunch, 223 Booth Street. I've been in Chester for 30 years. I own a business, but my business is operated out of Philadelphia. And in Philadelphia, you have a lot of Dominicans have stores on the corner, all throughout Philadelphia. And it's nasty around there. And for you to bring beer here in Chester to that store there was dumping the oil right on the corner up there. I used to come down there, I see oil leaking all down on the sidewalk. So you look at the establishment first before you can issue them anything for the city of Chester. They use Chester as a dumping ground, not them just, I'm talking about contractors too, they dump trash.
Hold on a second.
Yes, sir.
Excuse me, can we have, can y'all keep the volume down when side chatter? We have a professional recorder who's trying to record everything that's being said.
The contractors dump their trash all over Chester. I bring my trash from Philadelphia to Chester to drive to Delaware to dump it. But why? Because it's cheaper. That's why I do that. But to give beer to a corner store where you got a housing development there, that you got children around there, that's going to bring about a disaster. You're going to have young 18, 19, 21-year-old children hanging around the store, and you're going to get in a fight, and then you got some shooting there. So we definitely don't want that for Chester. And for beer drinkers, get in your car, go to the beer store, get you a case of beer, and take it home and drink it. We do not need nobody running up there buying no can of beer or that old malt liquor and selling it, because it's going to bring about total destruction for the city of Chester. Thank you.
I have a quick question. Now, before this, you guys were involved in
Can somebody give him the microphone?
Thank you. A while back, the store was the convenience store, that's it.
Please state your
Then
name
they
and address, sir.
Say again? Oh, my name is Alexander Trotter Jr. I live at 1211 Holland Avenue, Chester, Pennsylvania, 19013.
Thank
All
you.
right. But one of the things about that, it was a convenience store. You know, they sold products and all this good stuff. Then they petitioned the city, whoever it was, to make it a hot sandwich thing, you know. This was a few years back. And they did, and I protested then. But paper, it's the residue. The paper they would eat and just throw it on the sidewalk, on the lawn, doesn't make any difference where. And in the back, these park, I think it's park, used to be an alley, used to be where my garage was. And the city petitioned me, told me if I didn't keep it clean, I'm gonna be cited, you know. I had to go out there every day to clean up the trash. It wasn't just a store down there, because they used to buy stuff from the store when it was a convenience store and did the same thing. Didn't make any difference, but it just got worse. Different trash. So it's the idea of alcohol in the neighborhood and go sell it on the corner. I disagree with that. I can't see that, because you have too many. See, if people was firm and was honest, then who will monitor the kids? I can go in the store, come out on the sidewalk, and the kids say, "Hey, give them some beer," you know, whatever the case may be. That's a no-no. Nobody gonna mind it. They don't have the kids in mind when they're doing this, you know. But think about the kids. Kids out there, and they're real vulnerable this time. I can go in there, buy a six-pack or buy a case and slip them a can. If you ask me for a can, I give them a can, you know. But that's a no-go. But then that's the beer. Then we have enough accidents on Holland Avenue as it is. We don't need no more. Thank you.
Question real quick, Dr. Rob Chambers. Is there a probationary period once a license is given for, just out of curiosity, I didn't know if there was any provisions that way. So once it's given, it's given.
I'm not aware of a probationary period.
Okay, very good.
I
Thank you.
believe
Thank you.
the liquor license expert could answer that.
No, there would not be. No, there would not.
Very good.
Good afternoon, everyone.
Good afternoon.
And I just need to pull my statement up real quick, but in the meantime, while I'm pulling it up, my name is Alina Pitts, and do you need my address as well? Yes, my name is Alina Pitts. Do you need my address as well?
Yes.
Ma'am, I believe so.
I reside at 1210 Beverly Lane, directly around the corner from the Highland Deli Market. And just bear with me for a brief moment. Thank you for your patience. Okay. I am a property owner just around the corner from Highlands Deli Market, as I mentioned previously. Over the 5 years I've lived in the neighborhood, I visited the store occasionally for quick grocery purchases. While the interior of the store is clean, organized, and well-stocked, the exterior presents ongoing concerns. There is often litter in front of the store, along the side near the dumpster, and across the street. Additionally, there is a consistent presence of individuals, mostly men, loitering in front of the store or sitting across the street for extended periods of time. This creates an atmosphere that feels unsafe and unwelcoming, especially considering there is a middle school just around the corner. Many students frequent the store before and after school, and with the warmer weather, more children are playing outside in the neighborhood. I believe it is unrealistic to expect that all individuals purchasing alcohol from this location will act responsibly. There is a legitimate concern that public drinking, disorderly behavior, and loitering will increase if a liquor license is granted. This poses a safety risk for students walking to and from school, young children playing outdoors, and residents simply trying to enjoy their community. Furthermore, an increase in alcohol sales is likely to lead to more litter, such as discarded bottles and cans, which undermines the efforts of myself and my neighbors who work hard to keep our properties clean and the neighborhood peaceful. For these reasons, I am strongly opposed to granting a liquor license to the owners of Highlands Deli Market. I do not believe it is in the best interest of our community, and I respectfully urge you to deny their request. Thank you.
How you doing? My name is Russell Green. I reside at 2516 People Street. And like I said, I'm 52 years old. I was born and raised in Chester. I've been in Highland Gardens area since I was 14 years old. I mean, I'm a Chester resident. We're going to be honest. We have a liquor store right next to Chester High, so we're not going to put that out there like it's a problem. My thing is, I know this man. I'm one of them people that hang out in front of the store. If he can hire people from the community, like security, from the community, he won't have no problem in the community. All that littering and loitering, what they talking about, it won't be that. But if Mr. Carlos get this license and he keep it like the Dominican, the Republican, and it's just that, and he don't got none of them people that was born and raised up Highland Gardens, then it's going to be like he said, it's going to be a mess. And that's all I got to say.
I've been in Highland Gardens. My name is LaFennis Powell, 2705 Kane Street. I've been in Highland Gardens 39 years. Seen the good, the bad, and the ugly. We don't need that. But I understand this, man, and it's a good place. But then when you saying it's going to be erupted of kids and all that, here you go, when the soccer team happens, you got millions of cops up there. When school starts, you don't have have nobody. What is up with that? I mean, come on now. Let's get it real. So I think the store, it'd be all right. You just have common sense and decently to have one person to do one thing and somebody do something else. And take care of the place. If you need a bigger dumpster, let him get a bigger dumpster. So far, that's all I have to say.
Hello, everybody. I'm Mr. Brown, 1209 Beverly Lane. I also agree with the residents in the neighborhood. My priority is the kids. From growing up in the neighborhood at 1123 Highland Avenue, we all know what that place was like before. Okay, we know what the neighborhood was like before. Now, I enjoy the deli because the deli to me is part of the community. I finally allow my kid to go in that store now because I feel comfortable going there. I do believe the introduction of alcohol will bring that neighborhood back to what it was. The outside people coming in, loitering. The outside people coming in, dropping trash. Things happen in the neighborhood, and we're honestly in Chester, for those youngin' people that might be 18 to 21 or older that can't come up there and cross paths, and we might have violence back in that neighborhood like we had before. It won't be because of you, because we enjoy y'all. But we're just talking about the element that it might introduce around our children in our neighborhood that we just got comfortable at. It's nice to see everybody outside sitting and talking and enjoying everybody's company, and I'm afraid if you do bring that back, people not gonna sit outside no more. Kids not gonna be able to sit outside and play in the neighborhood. I'm not gonna be able to send my child back to that store to buy some candy he want, because I'm afraid of the individuals that might be drinking, the individuals that might be standing out front, the individuals that just ride past, and we barely have people that stop on 12th and 12th and Beverly Lane now. They blow through that light now. Can you imagine if somebody sat out there and intoxicated with beer and tried to pull off now? I'm more worried about the kids more than anything else. And I want our community to be still a community, and I want y'all to still be part of the community because we do enjoy y'all. But I cannot agree with beer being sold. I just can't.
Okay. Good afternoon. My name is Andrew Pittman. I've been at 1213 Highland Avenue for 30 years, and I have seen the good, the bad, and the ugly. Not to take anything away from you guys. It's a better ran place since you guys have taken over from DeMarco. But introducing beer, alcohol changes things, and the community will go down, and the kids, it should be about the kids. I mean, we got a high school or middle school or elementary school because it's what? It's first grade to 12th grade. And it's just too close. It's not even a block away. So I don't think we need no beer sold there. You guys still can exist just like the gentleman said and make your money.
I'm sorry, I'm speaking in behalf. I mean, it's like I'm not supporting or dissupporting, but I just know what's going on. Like I said, I was raised in that neighborhood, and I was a part of the bad raise, just living there. I graduated and everything, just living there. But like I said, y'all police everything else. You see me today. I'm part of what she said. I'm one of the persons that still stand out there. What about parenting? What happened to good parents? What's up with the parents? Y'all want to say this is the problem. No, parents raise your children. Teach them. And they should know better. That's all I got to say. But like I said, if he hires some security from the neighborhood, everything will be all right. Because I grew up in there, and I love the kids. I got kids. I got kids around there, but they live freely. They play. They have a ball. They laughing and everything. They don't know about beer. They probably got parents at home drink beer right in front of their face.
Yes, but that is in the privacy of their own home.
Ma'am.
One at a time,
Please.
Good afternoon. My name is Robin Freeman. I'm a Wellington Heights resident, homeowner. I have been since 2012. I've been there since day one. My backyard faces DeMarco's, okay? I am one of the residents from the day I started. I have been out there. I walked that back
alley every day. I clean up, I take care of it. When I have a problem, Portia can probably tell you the many times I call her and say, Portia, they throwing stuff in the alley. Can you come to help me? She's up there 5 o'clock in the morning sometime. Robin, meet me out back. The previous owners at DeMarco's, we had a lot of issues with him. Call Portia, talk to Juan. They not cleaning up the trash. She would go talk to him, they would clean it up. But I'm here to tell you, I work hard in that back alley. I can probably tell you it's 3 of us in the whole development. Then another thing I want to bring to your attention is Wellington Heights homeowners. We own 2 pieces of property, empty property, up there. We have a centerpiece and we have an island. Since 2012, I have basically been taking care of that property on my own. I do have residents who came in. I could say Elena came right in. She chimed in and started helping me. She helped me for a couple months and then she stopped. So for all them years, the homeowners own it, but I take care of it. I pay $150 per month to keep the grass cut up there. I took a flyer and I broke it down. I said $2 I'm gonna ask the residents for.
Ma'am, I'm sorry. With
Okay.
all due respect,
All right.
we're going to limit
Okay.
this to the liquor license
Okay,
only.
all right, I'm sorry. But my point is, as far as just the cleaning up part, because that's one of the issues, is the cleaning up. If I didn't keep the area in Wellington Heights clean, the grass would be as high as the houses. So they're not worried about the trash up there. Because if they did, they would help me pay for it or help me to clean it up. So they're not worried about the trash. They're not worried about the trash. That's just talk. Now, as far as the other part, the kids, the children, I think it goes with parenting too. You know, I really do believe. And then to say about, does he do anything for the community? We are right now planning a fundraiser for the 3 residents that worked at Crozier. We are putting a fundraiser together, and DeMarco's was one of the first ones to tell me that they would be by my side. So I'm just here to say, I'm with DeMarco's, and I hope you give them their liquor license. Thank you.
Good evening, everyone. 2708 Nolan Street is my aunt's address, where I frequently visit. It's one thing to have a convenience store where people can go into. There's another thing to have alcohol beverages being sold. It's another thing to make them part of the community, which they say they are. But another thing to bring more vagrancy, more people around the community walking. Yes, I have nothing to do with the store on Highland Avenue, near Chester High, that sells beer. We don't need another place on Highland Avenue to sell any type of malt liquor, beer, beverage. They are a part of the community. We like that, but it's the whole picture is not even being told here. They do stand outside of that store. They do walk up and down those streets. And we need the convenience store. We thank them for the convenience store, but to sell anything else, if you go in that place, it's not a big establishment. It will never hold 30 of anything in that store. It's small. It's a hoagie store. Everybody know about DeMarco's. Everybody know the original place of that building. We respect them for coming in the building to bring a convenience store because you know the community does need a convenience store, but a convenience store only without alcohol. And I have a picture. I just drove past there yesterday. You couldn't even get up the street. There's a car that's loaded. There's a car parked in the middle of the street. You couldn't even pass through the street. Even if you lived there, you had to go all the way around, which is frequent. It's frequent. A convenience store where kids can go in and buy candy and the stuff that they sell, yes. But anything other than that, you're going to bring a detriment to that community. And I worked in the city for 20-something years. And Highland Gardens, what it was, is different now. It needs to stay different and move forward. We don't need that. We don't need people outside drinking. I think the city's had enough of that. We're trying to move forward. We need your help and support to continue to let us move forward and have a residential community, not change that ordinance. And I appreciate that. My aunt is sick. That's the only reason why she's not here. So she asked me to come on her behalf.
Mr. Fritz or Ms. Gardner, in the state of Pennsylvania, I know that there are rules in regards to how far a liquor license can be given in the area where kids are, right? So wouldn't we have to comply with what the state is saying? They're saying it's 300 feet. So wouldn't we locally have to abide by what the state is requiring?
I do not know if there's a statewide distance requirement, to be honest with you.
Okay. So that's something that we could look into?
We could look into that, yes. Yeah.
But I know I'm looking at it online now, and it says it has to be 300 feet
300.
from a school.
Okay.
And those schools, there's a couple schools, but they're the Marcos and then Highland Avenue and the, what is that, the Scholars Academy, that's relatively close. So I would ask for that to be looked at.
Well, you can look at into, well, it's a good question because in our memo, we mentioned that the Scholars Academy is 315 feet, so it's borderline close to that 300 feet requirement.
Yeah, just to add on, I can answer. The liquor code does say like restrictive institutions, which would be like schools, within 300 feet. But they can, the Liquor Control Board can also have a hearing, and they've granted liquor licenses with schools within 300 feet. It's kind of on their discretion. Depends if the school or the neighborhood would object in front of the Liquor Control Board. But once, if it would get approved by Chester County, or Chester City, excuse me, if it got approved by Chester City, there'd be a separate application to the Pennsylvania Liquor Control Board. They'd have to post the property with the orange sign you see, and people, restrictive institutions and neighbors could file objections in front of the Liquor Control Board, and the PLCB would consider all that before they granted the license. So this is just the first step. They would obviously have to comply with any statewide steps.
Thank you. Annette Pryor, I live at 2503 Bethel Road, which is over the bridge and around the corner. I'm actually in the neighborhood of Boots and Bonnets. Boots and Bonnets does not affect me, as per se. I have a family that lives in close proximity to the store. I travel there on a regular basis, and what this young lady just mentioned, coming up that street, you catch the devil because they're either sitting on their cars, standing out in front of the store all the time. I'm one of the ones that was privileged to sit on the rezoning of the city of Chester. We needed to make that neighborhood a residential neighborhood, and we intend to keep it that way. There's no need other than a financial benefit to them that them selling alcohol in that store. There's no other impact or positive impact for the neighborhood itself. I do not see coming across there, Highland Avenue, we cannot control who's going to come out of there with open containers. We have limited police resources right now. We don't need it to go back to the days of weed and seed in which boots on the ground and us, 20-some years, getting Highland Avenue and Highland Gardens to where it is today. So I am highly opposed to having any type of alcohol sold in that neighborhood.
Mary Nixon, 1307 Perkins Street. I am opposed. I have been there over 30 years. I have seen the shootings and everything. It's a little quiet now, but I have seen where when they get, like they have parties, and 3 o'clock in the morning, 4 o'clock, you still hear the music. And people have called the cops, and it's just a disturbance. I have to get up and go to work every day, you know, so I'm opposed of it. And then, like they said, with the kids, and you have the feuding right across the street from each other. So if somebody from across the street go over there to get beer and somebody see them, it's going to be a shooting again. It's going to be killings. And I'm just sick of all the killings, the music, everybody going up the wrong way streets, and you say something about it, and, you know, it's still not how a neighborhood should be, where people live at. It's still not like a neighborhood. And when you ask them no English. So how can everybody get together? So I am definitely opposed to it.
You have any?
I will be short. Jean Arnold, 2601 McCary Street. I concur with all of the persons who have stood here and said that they do not agree for the extension of a liquor license. I don't see evidence where it would improve our neighborhood. It would not improve the environment for the schools, and it would not, from what I see, improve the immediate area for the Chester residents. So I add my vote to those persons saying no to the extension of the liquor license for this institution here. I'm grateful for the service that you are providing, but I don't think that we should add a liquor license to that.
No.
No further comment.
No further.
We've had enough. Is there anyone who hasn't spoken that needs to speak?
Good afternoon, Mayor, Council. We got to look at two different, Jamil Cotman, 725 Upland Street, Chester. We got to look at a couple of different things with this. We have two liquor places that sell alcohol here in the city. One is over town at the Pizza Shop. One is on 9th Street. Both places are a nuisance with the community. People out there drinking all day and everything else. It's always going to be a hangout. So to add that into the community, that we're trying to better our community as a whole, I think we shouldn't have that somewhere else. We cannot continue to bring the community down just to make benefit on businesses. We cannot continue to do that. If we're going to uplift businesses, that's what we need to do, not continue to bring our community down with bringing more alcohol and things like that in our community. Thank you.
Just one more thing. I just want y'all to think about some of the things that they've said. Some of the concerns that they were speaking on is the residents in Highland Gardens that play music and drink and carrying on. It's not from DeMarco's. This is 2, 3 o'clock in the morning is what they're talking about. So I want you to know that, you know, it's a difference there. Thank you.
Let's put this back where it belongs. First, I want to say to you guys, thank you for being in the community.
Name and address.
Oh, sorry. Amanda Johnson, 406 Wilson Street. First, I want to say thank you because you guys have provided a service in our community. And what's going on, we see it in other areas. We see the loitering, we see the trash, we see the nuisance complaints. So it's not so much directed to you guys. It's just that we've already see it actively happening in our community, and it makes us nervous, and it makes us scared. So I just want you to know that it's not personal to you. We already see it, and that's why we have a lot of people here trying to stand up for our community, because right now we've lost our hospital receivership. Our school is in receivership. And we're struggling right now, so to know that that could be another nuisance area as it previously was. Highland Avenue, you wanted to get down Highland Avenue as quickly as possible
because you didn't know what was going to happen. You might have got pulled out your car. You might have got something could have happened. So Highland Avenue does not have the brightest light. But now people can actually walk in the community. People can walk around there. So I just wanted to make it people aware. There are children. My son graduated from the Scholar Academy. I picked him up from there. So to know that now people could be out there drinking, loitering. When my son walked from school, he walked on coming down Highland Avenue. That was his path. So it's kind of me thinking about the other kids, and that's what our voice needs to be today. And I know they were commenting about, you know, the kids. I'm not really sure how the kids can be the parents. I didn't get that part. They were talking about control the kids. So we're trying to keep things from happening to the kids. So that I didn't understand. And I try to come to meetings. I came with an open mind. I did come with an open mind, but unfortunately I didn't hear any reason why we should. And then I believe our planning director said that, our councilwoman brought it up, that there has to be some laws, so they wouldn't be complying already, so why would we say yes? So that's my statement. Thank you, council.
I think that concludes it. That would conclude this hearing. We'll exchange the documents that need to be introduced. You'll take care of the court reporter and the publication notice.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you.